Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Notch. This is chapter 82 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. We hope you had a lovely holiday break. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year.
82
and
for
welcome
2022.
Yes, welcome to the first episode.
On the second.
2022.
It's too much.
Say no more.
Oh boy, sorry.
Before we jump back in tonight, where there's a little bit of everybody for the first time since arriving in Navikapur has gotten to Naupa on the western end of Navikapur.
I'm here.
Different spots of Naupa, but all in the same general place. Beezaura's got a little bit of proving to do.
We're gonna hear her.
We don't even know if you're alive.
Sounds like Beezy yelling in the distance.
That means I'm dying, so if you could, that would be
She
great.
starts to scream and Bernice like plays louder. But before we do that, announcements, shout-outs.
I said it 2 weeks ago. This is a new feature. Hopefully it's working in the chat. It's not on mobile. I apologize. But if you're on a web browser, if you hover over our stream, there should be a little icon, like a little Q on the right side of your screen with quests. It like updates like shorter storyline quests that we're working on and some of the bigger quests that we're working on in the town, just in case you missed an episode and need to catch up really quickly. That's what we're working on. Hopefully it's working.
For anyone who's jumping in sort of in the middle or stopping by, it's a good way to just be like, oh, what are they up to at this particular moment?
Yeah.
Anything else? The usual?
The podcast goes. I didn't think of it again. I told myself I would. The podcast gets uploaded every Tuesday morning. So if you missed this episode, then you can catch us out orally. It's great while you're driving. It's great while you're
Folding laundry.
painting minis. It's a great mini painting thing.
Oh, excellent.
Feeding snakes.
And then we re-air the episode on YouTube at Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We're usually in chat, hanging out, making fun of each other, and regretting all the decisions that we made.
It's true.
Yes.
And where is this podcast?
I did that in real time.
It's on Apple. It's on Apple and Spotify and wherever else you get your podcast. Goodies. I'm gonna write myself a script next time. Sorry.
Nope.
Not exclusive, so
We're not yet. We're
you'll
open
find
about our
us
podcasting.
everywhere.
Sometimes we have multiple podcasts at the same time.
No fucking way you
Did you just roll a 1?
Dice jail.
It's a 7.
Dice jail.
It's okay.
Oh, it's a 7?
Yeah.
Oh, it looked like
it was a 1.
It was a
That's
That's
a
the only
7.
other new announcement, I suppose.
It was the 1 for sure.
Oh, that's a 1. Sorry.
It's going in the dice jail.
Put it in the dice
I don't know what those
Uh,
dice do. Okay.
In the chat, more to come. I did not accomplish what I thought I was going to accomplish. But for next time, we will have a dice jail cam set up. Your die is too big. I can't put the dunce cap on.
That's why it's a
Could
bad
be in the
guy.
chair of shame.
Damn it. I got
In
it.
other news,
Don't move.
Regale us.
I hope everyone has a sweet and tangy New Year.
Please.
It's a key lime joke. I guess you had to be there. But also, it's National Beloved Pet Hugging Day. So grab your furry friend or a friend that has scales, or
Only the
just
beloved ones.
if you love them,
Yeah, only
and
the beloved.
give them a good old hug. Also, Anthony got engaged, but more importantly, it's National Buffet Day.
Yes, buffet day.
National Buffet Day.
Fuck your engagement.
Yeah,
Okay.
go right past your engagement.
It's a buffet of love.
Congratulations.
Interesting.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Buffet day.
And the
Lots
first
of
die that you
love.
rolled after getting engaged was a natural 1.
Not so
So
sure
where's
his
that
New
engagement
Year's
lock?
gonna be sweet
Gives
or
me
tangy.
inspiration.
You can't get inspiration.
Wow. So on that note, enjoy. There's some others, but
All right, everybody. With that, we're going to throw it over to the intro, and when we see you on the other side, we will jump into chapter 82 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. Roll that intro.
Oh.
Welcome back, everybody. In Chapter 81, Crowd Controlled, Beezaura started the long trek toward Nakuzi with thoughts of questioning Butez about his experience with metallic attunement. But her trip was interrupted by a fellow halfling who was keen to finally make her acquaintance. Pibara Fladsrud Vodzathangi was long in the name, but concise in his dialogue, explaining that we had a mutual friend in Reina Kuros, which was the driving motivation behind his assistance back at Leopold's garrison, as well as his future investment in Beezaura obtaining the light whistle chess pieces. Though less than pleased that she was considering keeping the pieces for herself, and thus potentially prolonging his own terms of service with Thomas Pindle, he was kind enough to share the details of another pawn chaser who was present in Navikapura, setting up the possibility of another showdown that could yield lucrative results. At the Upa Ale House, Bernice Yord's first song drew to a close, and with it came a curious game of musical chairs designed to keep Erland on his toes as he waited for word from Marvin Bishop's captors. Finally, the stomping of feet and clapping of hands from the audience provided enough cover for one man to speak freely, revealing that Marvin was being held as part of a plot to get the Lemonade Man to negotiate his stranglehold of power on Mukmu. Our interest in Marvin was the source of some confusion for this man, who wasn't sure where our loyalties lay, or whether it was simply a personal matter. He confirmed that under the right circumstances, Marvin would be available to speak with, but he needed to see our hand first, which meant a test of our investigative powers in an environment that demanded subtlety. Dispersing fake notes amongst the members of the audience, we were challenged to find one true letter that contained Marvin's whereabouts, though the patrons were instructed to feign ignorance, making it more than a matter of simply asking. Using intimidation, bribery, a discerning eye, and sometimes just trusting our gut, we tracked the notes while doing our best not to interrupt the concert. Checking in on each person of interest was more than a one-man effort, and we may have given away that Erland was not acting alone. But by the ballad's end, we successfully acquired the correct letter to learn that Marvin was in a safe house just south of Wampuranina. It was the most definitive lead we'd acquired since the Natural Studies Institute, so it seemed for that reason, among others, we would soon be heading as a group to the coast. But there were a few things left to take care of in Naupa, and it was late enough that spending the night here seemed the likely course of action. After Beezaura stopped by the mail house in her return to Nagarwis, one of the advocates appeared to give her a condensed version of Cliff's meeting with the rest of the party, and clarified that if she wished to join us on our quest, she would need to prove her combat prowess, like the rest of us did at the burial grounds. Taking the Steederway to the westernmost township, Beezaura was led to a remote location and introduced to the Tiefling warrior that was set to take her spot if the advocates had been unable to locate her. A duel would take place to determine who was worthy, stopping just short of killing your opponent. And as Beezaura began to swing her flail in preparation for the fight, we wondered. If we were finally granted an audience with Marvin Bishop, what would we ask, knowing that we were likely to be closely supervised? Having already drawn the ire of Satyria and the venue's security forces, would Graven tempt fate by staying for the remainder of Bernice's show? And the next time we invite Leto out for a drink, should we perhaps consider that double booking plans with a suspected ambush was not a good idea? We find out now, on Chapter 82 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
We're bad friends.
He had fun.
It's okay, because he's the big bad.
Time.
Yeah, he is.
God, don't you dare.
He's Guy Lamar.
I feel so bad.
With each heavy footstep, the decaying floorboards of the former inn creak and bend. The red tiefling circling as he frequently adjusts his grip on the halberd so as not to telegraph his first move. In addition to the axe blade on one end, the butt of the shaft is outfitted with a metal spike, allowing for quick uppercut thrusts when there isn't enough room or time to swing the weapon around entirely. He's eyeing you in a calculating way, where he seems to be judging your reach and speed of movement, determining which attributes, if any, he'd be able to use to his advantage. A utility belt around his waist boasts a few vials and pouches, and you'd guess, having known that he was coming here to fight, he's come prepared, not just with weapons, but with whatever tools or potions might aid him in getting the job done. We're going to...
She's got some stuff to
Do you
drink.
have some potions?
I had two healing potions.
Oh, alright.
And you have your go juice.
There is Beezaura and the Tiefling Gongurk. And we jump into combat. We've already rolled initiative, and Beezaura was first up.
Hey.
Okay.
So as you circle each other, you have the first move. Sort of, as each of you sort of one step one direction, one step the other, you hear kind of the floorboards creaking beneath you. What's your first move, Beezaura?
I am obviously close enough to hit him, right?
You're 5 feet away. You can walk
Okay,
up
yeah.
to him.
I am gonna try it out first and
Oh, boy.
give him a flail.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
I feel like I haven't done this in like so long. It's a 1. I'm rolling again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, lucky.
Good thing I remember that now. Well, now it's cocked. I swear. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's messed up.
All right. This will happen. I promise. I'm just
16
really
rolls
swinging
later.
it fast. Okay. 19.
There
Nice.
Ooh, there we
Nice.
go, there we
Roll for
go.
damage.
There we go.
Where's the
The gentleman's dog.
This
Beezy is so
not
tough.
the
I always
ace.
forget how tough Beezy is.
This is the ace.
Be tough, Beezy.
That's like 45
7 or some shit.
4.
4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
That's insane.
And he goes down. He yells already.
Yeah.
Ah!
His leg is removed.
He tries to bring the halberd up, but the flail chain kind of wraps around it and manages to strike him on the shoulder. Anything else after that?
No, I'll be okay for it.
Okay, great. So after the strike, he sort of shrugs off the chain from the flail, pushes back a little bit, and he's gonna take one big step back first. You have a moment to make an attack of opportunity.
Oh, yeah, sure, why not? I got it. You gotta do it. 11?
11 misses. Great. So as he takes a big sort of leaping step back, it's just kind of out of the reach of your flails. It swings by, and he looks up at the staircase behind him and starts to stomp up in that direction.
Huh.
What a win!
Range.
15, 20, 25.
What kind of armor is this guy wearing?
Jump
Yeah,
on
He's
your
got like chain armor. So he gets to the top of the staircase. So he's now, that angle's not that much better, but he's up there at the top.
Okay.
And you hear a little bit of,
Oh no.
and it sounds like he pulls something off of his waist and holds out a pouch at the top of the stairs and all of these kind of metal spikes fall out onto the ground. And he has caltropped the top stair here.
You really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I think we all start
I've
with
been collecting stuff.
So there's an area there that's sort of covered in these sharp metal spikes that are all up and down the stairs. So after he does that, he's going to go over to the side here where you can look down into the lower floor, and he pulls open sort of one of the buckles on his jacket. And inside are 3 small hand axes that he pulls one out, and he looks like he's preparing to throw one down at you from the balcony above.
Oh my god.
And that was an action to disperse the caltrip, so that is the end of his turn.
Watch those
Okay.
footsies.
So they're only on those top stairs?
Just that little 5-foot square at the top of the stairs there. It doesn't cover a lot of it.
Okay.
Backflip over it.
Yeah, sure.
Jumping upstairs is very hard.
Okay.
So
She's a strong.
so we gotta believe you.
That's. You can only do that in level 10 ones.
She's a strong little halfling. She can do it. Do you have hops?
Okay.
Yeah, do they have hops?
Can I... From where I started... Okay, so... After moving 25 feet. Okay, so if I move
As
towards
far as you
him,
can.
25
5,
feet.
10, 15, 20. 25 puts you like just before the caltrips.
Perfect. If I don't fit, it's okay.
No, you
I have my thing. I don't know why I'm not using it.
Okay. That's a zero.
And then could I possibly use this feature if I move at least 25 feet from where I started on my turn, add 2d4 to any saving throws you make until the start of my next turn.
Yes.
Any creature that made an attack of opportunity against me this turn takes 1d4 bludgeoning damage.
Sure, yeah. So nobody made an attack of opportunity, but the
Oh.
first part does apply. It doesn't have
Was
to.
that stupid?
No,
Oh,
no.
no.
It's the other part still works.
Okay, good.
So as she's kind of
using
up
my
the
brain.
stairs, takes a swig of the draft jacket and read that first part again that has to do with the saving.
Okay,
throws,
let me
'cause
just,
that's-
2... and
Turns the dial.
1. It says, if I move at least 25 feet away from where I started
Which
on my
half?
turn,
Yep.
add 2d4 to any saving throw I make until the start of my next turn. So in
Okay,
case
pretty
he
dope.
throws an axe at me,
That's an
Right.
attack roll, not a saving.
Oh, shit.
But this would presumably help with running through the caltrops because it helps you avoid them.
Great, so I'm still thinking smartly.
Super smart.
I'm trying to work things out. Okay, 2
So you
pain.
still have an action which you can use to sprint
two
all the
yellow.
way up the stairs, or you could do something else
Oh,
with that action. That was
okay.
just your movement speed.
Okay, great.
This
Let me
doesn't take an
just
action to use
mark
the drag
this.
It doesn't. I forgot about that.
Yeah, let's do it since I
Okay.
have that.
Yeah.
So I need you to
I
make a
think it
dexterity
ends at the
saving
beginning of your
throw.
next
Yes.
turn anyway, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need you to make a
Can I
dexterity
use?
saving throw as you run through the caltrops.
Dexterity saving, so I have at plus.
Do the straight roll first,
Oh.
the d20 roll.
Okay,
So what is that?
that's a 9.
9 plus the saving throw. Whatever your
It's
saving
2d. Plus 2,
So 11.
so 11,
And
and
now you
then
add
2d4.
2d4 to that.
Nice.
2,
13.
17.
Or 17.
Nice.
You made
Hell
the
yeah.
difference.
Easy.
So as you sort of work your way up the stairs, you kick off one wall, and you're expecting to kind of push off and leap up to the top, and you can feel the wall kind of bend a little bit as you kick off it. The building is clearly not in good shape, and the whole place kind of, you can hear it kind of cracking and echoing. But you're able to completely avoid the caltrops. You don't even
shit.
have to step through them.
Awesome.
So you get up to the top, so
Yay!
you're face to face. So you can't make an attack.
He's gonna axe me now, but yay!
Ooh, shield.
It's a range weapon.
You do have a shield.
Guys,
I do have a shield.
Yeah, he pulled out a range weapon.
He pulled out a machete.
He has
Sorry,
he has his
roll that
halberd in
as
one
axe.
hand and he grabbed
Oh,
an
he
axe.
did. Yeah, I
So
don't
now
know if
right now he
that's
has one weapon in each hand.
Great. Okay.
Okay, great. So sort of seeing you came up a lot quicker than he expected. He sort of gives you a look and he puts the axe sort of back in the holster on his shirt and he jabs out with the halberd there with a one-handed strike of the halberd.
Too big. He's too big.
That's a natural 20.
Darn it.
Zangle, zangle.
Start writing that character.
Why would you say that to her?
You are the worst. Why do you think I killed Marvin Bishop? I knew you lied to me, and I know you want me dead.
Take 12 slashing damage.
What? 12? That's not
As he
very
strikes
nice.
out with the halberd, and the tip of the halberd kind of stabs you between a couple of your shoulder plate and the rest of
I
your
never
armor.
really have to do that much math.
But now you know how I feel.
So he
literally
makes the
all
attack
time.
action there, and he's going to attempt to move again.
Oh shit.
10. You can make another attack of opportunity.
Yes,
if you
let's
like.
do it. 17.
17 hits. Roll
Nice,
for
nice,
damage.
nice.
11.
11 damage. Great.
shit.
Holy shit.
I rolled an 8.
There we go.
A reaction.
Great. So as he's trying to get away, this time you see him starting to flee again. You immediately whip the flail at, and you catch him on the back of his leg, and you can see it rips up a bit of his calf that's unarmored there in the back. So as he's walking, there's a little bit of like bloody footprints kind of
Yeah, that's right.
swishing
Bleed.
along the.
Ow.
So that was 11, and the other one was what, 4? So that's only 15.
Okay. That is his turn.
Okay, great.
How much HP does he have? 'Cause-
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I reach him or no?
She's not gonna.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay, I'm back
That's
at it.
Okay.
I'm
Bonk him.
gonna try to hit him first.
Okay.
Sit him twice.
Twice?
Yeah, but it's only 15 damage.
Okay.
So he's probably, he's still probably fine. Right? How's he looking?
I mean, scraped up, but he's not about to collapse.
Oh, that's right.
14 to hit?
14 misses.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I will
Eat him.
action surge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time seems to slow for a moment. And you swing the flail back again
Come on,
with
baby.
hyper speed.
How about 16 to
16
hit?
hits.
Ooh, there it is. Found the line.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I will. Should I roll for damage first or use the thing on the
It
jacket?
depends which one it is.
After scoring a hit with a weapon attack.
Sure. Then now would be the time
Now.
to declare.
So after hitting a creature with a weapon attack. Oh, wait, let me make sure oh, yeah, I have 2 pink. Okay. Add 2d4 to the damage roll and increase my AC by 1d4.
Great. So as you're going for the strike again, a couple of the dots. So it adds extra damage and then adds to your AC. Is that
Yes,
what
so
it is?
roll for damage first.
Yep, do the regular damage roll first.
Ugh. Good thing I did that. 4.
4.
And then 2d4.
Plus 2d4.
Damn.
Shit.
Oh my god.
He's dead.
You better not.
2,
So 6.
3.
9. Great.
Oh my
And
god.
then 1d4 to my AC.
For your next, until your
Let's make
next
sure
turn.
that
Right.
as easy as it seems.
3.
This has been-
So my AC
she's
is
like-
22.
2.
Great. So Beezaura comes in with another blow,
Literally
sort
needs to make
of
natural 20s.
not taking him off guard, but sort of how quick these strikes are coming in, sort of unnaturally so, for especially for a creature of your size. And he immediately kind of pushes you off, reaches for his belt again, pops.
Oh,
no.
Drinks some healing
Okay,
potion.
alright.
Nasty
A
boy.
healing potion?
He wants to win,
He
man.
wants to win. He really wants to win.
That's his action, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can still
So
hit
it's not-
him.
yeah, you're
You
gonna
can't
be
strike
whacking
at you
him.
That's
this,
still
this
his
round.
Although she did have the boosted AC.
Like you probably just did more damage to him now that he's gonna get back. So.
Okay, and he's going to turn, start moving. Do you want to make an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Yes.
This little bitch.
Come on.
Yeah, why is he running away?
Well, I guess he didn't have an action.
Face
great.
the facts, buddy.
Face the fact.
So I would swear it's like
24 to hit.
That hits. Roll for damage.
right?
Well, I guess he didn't have.
Unless his stuff is better ranged. I think maybe those throwing axes to me.
10.
10 damage. Okay.
Yeah,
So
like
once again, as he's kind of running away,
guaranteed
another
just-
kind of overhead strike, and the ball of the
my
flail kind
God.
of digs into his shoulder blade, kind of tears at his back.
God damn.
He runs, and he's going to make a jump off of the edge.
Oh shit!
A jump!
Oh my
He's going to
God.
fall down to the bottom. I need him to make an acrobatics
break through the floor into the basement.
Yeah.
which passes.
Oh.
So he doesn't take damage from the fall. And he's going, so that was fine.
Great way to have
How's
a
he
halfling
look?
on your head in a minute.
As he's running away from you and you strike him in the back, I mean, he's bleeding from multiple places. He's starting to look like he's pretty roughed up.
And is him jumping another? Is that like a move for him? That
just costs movement
Oh.
to leap from the upper.
Oh, I didn't know if that was like
so
another opportunity.
Immediately as he hits the deck of the bottom floor, the whole place kind of, and you can hear kind of, oh no, some of the building starting to lose some of its integrity there.
The top where I am.
The kind of the walls of the place in general, but you're
Okay.
on the second floor, so it's the footing's even worse on the
Okay,
second
so
floor.
he's down there.
Yep.
And if I were to jump down, how would that would be my movement, or would that be more
well,
than I?
the fall itself doesn't cost any movement, but it takes movement to run and jump off the edge.
So-
It's just you might have to make an acrobatics check to not take fall damage to like.
Okay,
hit
would I be able to do that?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh,
your
it's his turn.
Yeah, it's not your turn yet. So he used the action for the healing potion and used his movement, and then you see him.
Oh yeah.
You see him once again kind of reach to his tool belt. Give me a perception check. As he's sort of using everything in his kit available.
Be perceptive.
16.
Perceptive.
16?
Yeah.
Great, so you're seeing as he reaches down, he brings out kind of a small black sphere, and in another hand sort of leans the halberd against himself to bring out a little bit of a
No
match.
way.
He's gonna bomb me.
Oh, he's gonna bomb you! A wee
Your turn.
little bomb!
Getting close.
One of those wee
Okay.
little bombs. that
Can I
have.
reach him if I go and jump?
So his movement is more than yours. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 would not be enough to reach him there.
Oh no.
That was
And
15,
I already used actions.
25. Yeah, so you have 10 feet left after going to the edge of the...
I don't have anything that's
Get out of the way
rangy.
of the bomb.
Oh no.
I mean, dash is
Yeah,
an
but
extra.
then I can't do anything.
But then he's gonna bomb himself.
I give you.
Or he can roll.
Head up and I give him
I'll get down there. Just
Okay.
I'll just.
Give me an
that's-
acrobatics check.
Oh gosh. Am I acrobatic? I'm pretty acrobatic. I'm very technique. Oh, not acrobatic enough. 6.
Great, so as you're reaching the edge, the floor kind of wobbles just a little bit from the lack of support from underneath, and you lose your footing just a little bit, and you kind of tumble down to the bottom floor and hit it with kind of a heavy smash. You take
It's okay.
6 bludgeoning damage. That's
Alright.
max bludgeoning damage.
That's a
Damn.
lot of, that's okay.
You're a heavy half.
Okay, so that was, you have 5 feet of movement left, so you can move 5
Yeah,
closer, but
guess.
you're still 5 feet away from being able to attack.
And he can still bomb me that close or no?
It has presumably it has sort of a an AoE entering
Oh.
effect. So he could, but it might catch him in it.
Okay. That's all I can do.
That was only your movement.
But that didn't I? Oh, I didn't dash yet.
You haven't, no. You wouldn't be able to attack if you got up to him, but
Ooh.
you can dash. You have not used an action yet.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't have any. I don't know. There's nothing really even to do.
Just if you want to move up to him, or
I guess I'll move up to him.
Okay.
Stare him in the face, you know, try to.
I mean, it allows you to
intimidate.
get opportunity
It's been on-
attacks
yeah.
when he.
Yeah, if he
You've had
moves
him on his
away.
heels
Sorry,
so far.
that took so long.
That's okay. Okay. Great. So he sees you running up, and immediately as you're running towards him, he puts it back in his pocket, and from kind of the same place takes out another potion.
Oh my
That
god.
kind of has a familiar sort of essence to it. It looks a little bit like your potion of fire breath.
Oh
But
my
instead of a
God.
crackling red energy, it kind of has a crackling bluish energy.
Oh no.
And he pops it,
Cold juice.
Kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, cold
and he
juice?
throws the vial, it kind
it
of
is
crashes
cold
against the
icy.
wall, and he immediately,
No!
and this torrent of static electric energy goes flying out across the room.
Yes.
I need you to make a dexterity saving
Buzz
throw.
juice.
Buzz juice.
no.
Oh, okay, there we go. Buzz juice, that's better.
Buzz
Than
juice.
static electric juice.
Static electric juice has no ring to it whatsoever.
He rubs his feet on the
11.
That is a fail.
Okay. Bizarre's hair goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take 11 lightning damage. As the kind of
Oh wow.
the metal armor that you have on you kind of forces you to convulse as the electric energy passes through you. You also get pushed 10 feet.
Oh my god.
Damn.
And he's going to use that opportunity to run back toward the staircase. He's going to stand
Got
at
it on
the
its
foot
own.
of the staircase there. Actually, no, he's going to go up. Just a couple.
Are those traps still up there at the top? Or did
They
go
are.
away?
Yep, the caltrops are. Those are physical traps.
Oh,
it's not like a spell or anything. So those are very much still there. 25. Okay, that's his turn. You can pick them back up. It's a physical metal object. It would take time because they're
Yeah,
small
not like
and
during
sharp.
combat.
You couldn't just like scoop them
Well,
up.
no, but like after a battle, I could like conceivably go back
Yep.
and like.
Sometimes
Missing
if
one.
a heavy creature or like a booted creature steps on them, they might break some of them
Yeah.
or warp some of them, but you can recollect them.
Yeah, but if you're, fighting a bunch of flat-footed weird monks,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, those dudes have huge feet. Get the caltrops out.
Oh, that's any time during my turn. Okay.
does he?
Can I reach him now?
Shoes?
Okay.
He even wears socks.
10, 15,
Soft
20, 25 would put you at the bottom of the staircase within reach of him.
Oh, within reach of it.
Yep.
Thank goodness. Oh my god.
He's not staying
Okay.
on the staircase there, but
So
Stay there.
if he moved away from me, that would be moving out of my melee range.
that would be an attack of opportunity, or moving out of melee range. Yep.
Great.
He is in melee range right now.
Okay. Okay. I will try to hit him first.
Okay. Attack roll.
Sorry, he saw me
No, you're
reading.
fine.
No.
We're dancing.
He is looking fairly beat up at this point.
Okay, this is non-lethal.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
I'm sorry. I
16.
That hits. Roll for
Nice.
damage.
I don't want to die.
She says that she
10.
kills him.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. So with a mighty kind of swing, you hit him and he bashes like against the side of the wall, and the whole staircase is kind of swaying a little bit, and the both of you kind of look at each other, him kind of holding his chest.
Are you ready to yell yet?
Oh my god.
And he kind of
dude.
looks around,
Don't. Oh no.
and the building begins
Up.
to kind of
Oh my god.
as one of the
shit.
upper floor kind of collapses in. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
I wasn't even done yet.
Fun.
Passes.
It's still your turn.
Oh god.
1 second. No. 5.
5. You take 8 bludgeoning damage. As splintered wood, you can hear the planks like clinking off of each other as they fly around the areas. The whole floor starts to collapse in on itself. You're up.
Oh, that was still my turn, right?
It's still your turn. That was mid your turn.
Okay.
The second floor.
I am
collapsing.
going to use my jacket again. And it's until the start of my next turn, any hostile creature that tries to move out of melee range from me must take a strength saving throw of 10 plus 2d4 or they fail to move. If they succeed, any opportunity of attack I make is granted and an additional 1d4 to hit and damage dealt.
Right, so you're basically attempting to kind of keep them in place using the strength that the jacket provides you. So once again, Beezaura kind of feeling the bubbles coming up the straw as you're sucking the draft jacket dry. But you use that bit of energy to kind of grab him and you hold him there with your flail kind of up above your head. Alright.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. He is going to, seeing he sort of his point of escape above him on the second floor collapse, he's going to attempt to kind of shove by you and get by. So what does he need to make to try and move?
He needs to have a strength saving throw of 10 plus 2d4.
So
I have
roll
to
your
do
2d4.
3. 6.
So he needs a 16 or higher. 12. Oh. So as he tries to push by you, you grab him kind of by the side of the chain and sort of hold him in place there at the top, at the stair just above you. He's unable to move. So he remains in place, of course. He gets stuck in the one place I can't fucking move.
Sorry.
No.
Oops. Do you want to switch?
Yep. There he is on the staircase there.
Oh, never mind, it's not my
So
turn.
sort of held in place and down to his kind of last option there. He's first going to use a bonus action.
Oh
I need you to
no!
make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god, I can't do this again. Come on. I should have used second wind, was I thinking? 16.
16, you take 4 lightning damage.
Oh shit.
As the crackling energy goes flying out and once again pushes you back against the wall. At the foot of the stairs there.
I'm sweating.
And he wipes his mouth, but as it's not like sweat, it's kind of like crackling on the edge of his hand there as a sort of static energy is raising the hair on his arms. And he looks at you. How about you? Done yet?
Never.
And he's gonna, he can't move because of your thing, so that's the end of his turn.
Okay. Okay, great. I'm going to try to hit him.
So you have to run up to him again. It's only 10 feet. But
Yeah. Non-lethally. Sure. Even though he's literally throwing electricity in my face, but whatever. Oh my god. Can I just kill him? What's really gonna happen? It seems like 15.
Misses.
Second wind.
Okay.
1d10 plus my fighter level, which is a 4.
So after
Have you ever used this? What is this?
Yeah, second one.
I've never really, I've
It's a
probably
heal,
used it
it's a
like
self-heal.
once,
Yeah.
and I never
Is it
really.
a bonus action? Is that what it is?
It's a bonus action.
Okay, so just know you can't use your draft jacket this turn. It's
Yeah,
also a
that's
bonus
fine.
action. Okay. So after missing the strike, the two of you like inches away, and you take this moment as you kind of realize that he's probably going to get a strike in before you get another one, and you summon the energy to bring yourself back.
1d10?
This is it, right? With the 0?
Yeah. 1d10 plus your level, is that what it is?
4, yeah. Oh my god, baby, come on. 10. Well,
Okay.
I got 6, so 10.
So
6 plus
oh,
fighter
6
level?
plus, so 10 total. Great, so you heal 10.
God, that might not even be enough.
You gotta make that save again.
Yeah, you gotta
He
make the
spits on
saving
you.
throws. Do you still have the saving throw buff?
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm not gonna run away, no.
Okay. Great, so the two of you, once again, he's sort of perched up on one stair above you. And he takes his halberd, and once again, you see that metal spike that's on the end, and he tries to bring it up in for a jab. He's gonna make an attack roll here.
This guy is not fucking around.
Nice. He's doing pretty good.
17 to hit.
No!
Beezaura brings up the shield, and the two of you are like pinned in this tiny little hallway in this room. Splinters kind of coming down. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh my god!
That building doesn't say non-lethal.
Did he say?
He did save.
Oh my god.
He's still gonna take some damage, probably.
6.
You take 7 bludgeoning damage. As once again the wall kind of comes in as the staircase kind of comes over the top and collapses down.
Oh my god.
The crumbling building around you.
Nothing I can do.
And he already attacked.
Can you empty it and use them?
So he's gonna stay there. He's actually yeah. He's gonna stay there.
Can you take a potion as a bonus action?
No. Potions are a action.
That's nice.
For it's
You got a 2 blue, a yellow left, right?
2 blue and a yellow. Yeah.
Can you not empty it? Use the.
I can. It's any time during my turn too, so I guess I can empty it and then use the. But that might actually kill him. I am going to use my action and take a healing potion.
Okay. Go ahead.
Least
Standard healing potion. 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2d4, right?
Mm-hmm.
4.
Nice.
There we go.
3.
There we go.
9
7.
healing.
9. That's it. Oh my god. That's like still nothing.
That's some of our
That's
points.
the entire
You just like a horrible.
And
Just drank a whole
I'm
Orba.
gonna just do this. It doesn't matter because there's no other target except for me.
Read it.
It's choose 1d4 targets within 5 feet of you.
Sure, you can do that.
Add 2d4 to their AC and their next attack that targets them. This effect lasts until the start of your next turn. No longer within 5 feet of you. But
Great, so
I'm just gonna empty it.
And you feel as you're. This is the last bit of liquid in the jacket. Is that the
Yeah.
idea? Right. So you feel that kind of straw sensation of no liquid being left in the tank. You kind of spit it out because there isn't any targets to target with this ability. So now the tank is empty.
It's empty.
Great. Okay.
That's it.
All right.
There's a fucking empty the tank.
Okay.
You think I don't care about Orba? God damn it.
He twirls in this narrow hallway best as he can, brings the halberd around, and tries to come up over the top of his head. And in that moment, scream!
Never.
18 to hit.
No.
Beezaura gets low to the ground and puts the shield up, and the halberd comes down on top, and he's sort of waiting to see if you move, and then there's that as you push the shield up, and the halberd gets pushed to the side. And he's gonna try and push past you.
Trying to kill you.
You get an attack of opportunity.
Because he's trying so hard.
Do I still make it non-lethal?
You can. This is a melee attack, so you can make it non-lethal.
He's never gonna give up.
You could.
Right, but
He gets knocked unconscious with nothing.
As opposed to be killed outright. He's knocked unconscious.
So you would hope he would do
Can
the
I
same
knock
for
him
you.
unconscious?
That's non-lethal.
that's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the
Let's
idea.
knock him unconscious. That way we can call it. Please.
Semantics, really.
Unconscious, dead.
9.
9, okay. Misses as he kind of just pushes past you with the walls sort of crumbling around him. 10,
Okay.
30. He turns around, and once again he sort of reaches onto his pocket and takes out that black sphere once more.
Oh my god.
And he's trying to light it. Your turn.
He's not gonna get a chance. Okay. So this is anytime during my turn.
Okay.
So I can try to hit him first, right?
Is this so read this is the overcharge. So once the
Right.
jacket
So
is
anytime
extended,
during my turn when all force, fortitude, and finesse tanks are empty.
which they are, the draft jacket has been emptied completely.
So can I try to hit him first? Or
So read the rest of it. Sorry.
exhale scalding steam at a target within 20 feet of you.
Mm-hmm.
The target must make a DC 7 plus. This is where things...
It's okay, so the numbers get
Yeah.
complicated, but the point is he has to make a saving throw to avoid the scalding steam.
Right.
The important thing about that is it's a saving throw. You can't do that non-lethally. A non-lethal attack must be a melee attack. But you can't. I don't think it says it costs an action, right? This is.
No.
I think using the jacket is a bonus action, so
Right.
you can make a regular attack and still use that after.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yep. But you can't do that non-lethally, even if you're within 5 feet of him.
Right. But it says target must make DC 7 plus X dexterity saving throw, or take YD4 fire damage.
Well, that means if he fails, he takes the damage.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not a your choice. It's
Oh,
if-
right. I haven't done it in a while.
Or I choose to make a saving throw and take no damage, please.
So this is technically would kill him if it works.
Possibly, yes.
Let me make the attack first.
So, sort of steam building in your mouth, you kind of run forward.
5,
The non-lethal
10, 15,
unconscious.
20, 25. All right, you're up close enough there.
Come on, baby. 23.
23 hits. And is this a non-lethal attack?
This is a non-lethal knock him unconscious attack. Please knock him unconscious.
Please knock him unconscious.
Come on, baby.
God.
11.
Max roll.
Just as he has the bomb sort of in his hand, and he hits so hard that the bomb kind of like floats in the air for a second and then it sort of rolls.
It's
and
not
falls.
lit, right?
It's not lit.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, no.
Shove it in his mouth.
And he sort of stumbles back, lets go of the halberd with one hand, and it kind of clatters to the floor. And he slides back against the wall, and once again, sort of a little bit of the ruin kind of falling around him. And it comes to a very quiet standstill.
God,
Wow.
That's tight.
I need to go.
You need to leave?
I'm sort of standing over him. I need to go.
Peace.
Thank you very much, but I'll see you later.
Breathing, having expent much of your energy and abilities at your disposal. You look at this formidable opponent lying unconscious on the floor here. Content, give him a look and you can see sort of the chest rising and dropping, but very clearly not within a conscious mind. And you kind of look around at the destruction that you've brought upon this place, even though it was already sort of dilapidated, shambled. And you sort of ruminate on this moment as you realize that not only sort of you defeated your opponent in this moment, but possibly proved yourself to Cliff Ironclad, one of the most powerful men in this area. You look around and you wait. And after a moment, as you're sort of just not tending to your wounds, but making sure there isn't anything sort of actively bleeding or that poses a dire threat, you hear some quiet footsteps. And once again, one of the blue-robed acolytes emerges, sort of now hearing the silence coming from within. And she looks at the tiefling and then to you. She makes a little sound. And someone comes closer. And it's a shorter dwarven man, even for a dwarf, with curly hair, and he's got a large satchel slung over his shoulder, and he's holding a couple bandages in his hand. He looks like sort of a field medic, basic healing sort of training, and he immediately kind of looks over to the tiefling and then looks up at the advocate, and the advocate nods, and he immediately shuffles over and starts to kind of wrap and tend to the wounds of the man that's fallen to the floor. You have shown yourself to be a formidable opponent. Going forward, I hope you show yourself to be an equally formidable ally. Mr. Meadows is seeing to the injured party. As was conveyed to the others, Mr. Ironcloud will likely be in touch again in the coming days. I am told your horse was brought to Nakuzi, as you requested. Though at this evening hour, if you wish to spend the night in Naupa, the Upa Alehouse is as good a place as any. I leave that to you. Once you go back over the bridge, head due west until you see a courtyard with a 2-story building on the north end. Good luck on the next stage of your journey.
Thank you. And I'm able to take the steed away there tomorrow?
That is my belief, although I know they're nearing completion of the steed away. If they're close and it is not open, you may have to walk. We will try to keep it open as long as we can.
Thank you.
Well met. She walks over. It seems like she's sort of supervising the tending of the injuries of Gondor.
gonna go. Well, let me see if I. What time is it?
I mean, it's late at this
It's
point.
really
It's like
late?
9 o'clock.
Oh, I see.
And where's Mr. Toot?
Excuse
Drive by!
me. Like, that was him. You just killed him. Like, what?
What?
Where is Lepatro?
You don't know that.
I don't know. So I will go to the Uba house and I will ask somebody where it is. It's a
Sorry.
place, not a person.
What?
Try
Where?
them.
Can you say that a little
You
louder?
start to walk in the directions that you've been given.
those
Sort of
temples?
head back over the bridge toward the house.
That was good.
Oh, it's right there.
The second portion
Oh, no.
of Burmese' concert
Oh, I forgot.
is a very lovely and less stressful affair. The note from Marvin Bishop's counters firmly in your hand. You're able to concentrate and enjoy the music without feeling that at any moment there might be surprises lurking in the shadows, or the audience, or in the streets, beyond the courtyard of the alehouse. She starts with a pair of songs pertaining more to her travels than to the musings of the gods. One celebrating the beauty of the Tunkuri Kawalu Mountains, and another one a slow dirge, told from the point of view of a woman watching her true love sail across the Hatun Sea, never to be heard from again. It's not an unpleasant way to spend an evening. The fresh air, the robust acoustics, and a fine selection of food and drink contribute to a jovial atmosphere. A welcome reprieve that makes you temporarily forget about some of the frustrations you've experienced being an outsider and trying to get things done in Vikapura. More songs are followed by more applause. The cycle continues. The bard showing impressive retention as most of the patrons seem to be sticking around for the entire performance. So is there anything you guys wanted to do? Kind of, there's this lull where it seems like, again, the songs aren't really about the gods, so Graven doesn't feel kind of as on edge. You've done your business with sort of the concept.
We're still sitting at the bar, presumably where we were talking to Leto?
Yes, more. Well, Leto has left.
No, where we were,
Yes,
yeah.
yep.
Out of sheer awkwardness.
I have a quick question
Yes.
about the legend of Damaset.
Mhm.
Is that like bedtime story level stuff, or is that like, oh yeah, there was this guy Damaset and he literally did all these things? And it's very...
To the people in Nolan's Woods, they would preach that as absolute truth. To
Okay.
people who weren't there to experience it, and again, how much of it is exaggerated or not varies depending on who you ask. To people outside of the Nolan's Woods communities, it's a little more of a heroic legend. They acknowledge that Damaset likely existed and had some role in, but the part where he was infused with the power of many gods,
Right. Is
it's
maybe
it's debated as to whether or not
more the
that's
stuff of
yes, as to
tales.
whether that's
Okay.
true. Or not.
Is Satyria still tending bar?
She is sort of after. She was at the bar for a little bit, but she's walking around to speak with some of the guards around the perimeter. She's not at the bar right now, but
Okay.
you've seen her return there sometime.
Is there a bartender there?
There is. It's with that younger guy. that
I'll
you-
sort of lean over to the guy. This is the only night Bernice is playing, correct?
Yes, if you'd like to see her again, you can head over to Hall of the Safira.
So is she packing up this evening? Is she staying here? Is she spending the night here?
I think she's spending the night here, yes.
And then she's leaving in the morning for... Did she have a caravan, like a sort of carrying her instruments? And
I think she has some of her musicians carry some of her belongings, yes.
in sort of a wagon or...
On horseback, I
On
think?
horseback?
Yeah.
All right.
They arrived in a small convoy of
Color
5 or
is
6.
the way.
Yes, all right. I'm just hoping to see and catch another show.
Yes, I hear it's very nice over there. It's
Yes.
more expensive of an entrance fee.
Oh, yes.
Enjoy.
Thank you. If we perhaps destroyed her caravan, maybe she wouldn't be able to perform at the next venue.
What?
Okay, that's a little extreme. I was just thinking we spread the smelly gut stuff over the new venue. No? Come on.
Didn't
be a
we
little
bring
bit
that
fun.
back for
No, yeah,
a
but
more
what
particular reason than
Sure,
sabotaging?
but what I figured was the only part of that that's salvageable in any way, right, is the skull. Because what else is the goo going to tell you? I don't know. I don't think there's any way to get the goo to tell you anything. So, keep the skull, use the smelly goo.
Where
Kill 2 birds.
Where are you?
Well,
Where
let's
is
go.
the new venue? Is
It's-
it even in this?
It's not in this district. She has to travel. Look, I feel bad that we, yes, all 4 of us, were running about during half the show, I feel a little
I think that was
bad.
you running about, but I'm just saying.
I'm not the one who almost got kicked out of the venue.
That's true. That was you.
I'm sorry, did you not want me to track down those people?
No.
Quietly, this is not an argument, I'm just saying,
We all did
perhaps
well.
we owe it to Satyria to try and help keep a Burmese here for another night, perhaps 2. It's
Okay.
not at the top of my
No,
to-do
there's a way to
list, but
sabotage
But
the
here's the
caravans
problem.
without absolutely destroying
If
them.
you sabotage the caravans,
Yeah,
and
then-
just the caravans, then she's going to have her musicians carry their instruments over. It's not like it prevents her from travelling.
that harp looks fairly heavy.
Yeah, but you don't want to destroy the fucking heart, then she can't play here either. So I think the better way to do it, if we're going to... And I'm trying to check it, so Safira realises what she's saying.
Yeah, and there's still music around. You guys can whisper quietly.
If we're going to do this, I think the best way is to muss up the other place. The fancy place, that just...
Unfortunately, I think we all have better things to do in the next 24 hours than
Oh,
moss
we
up a fancy
definitely
place.
have better things to do. That's not... But yeah.
She's performing for a week there, I believe, so we could
That's
perhaps
true.
mess up a later date.
Yeah, I suppose.
Sure.
But what then? Now that means we
What's
have to
the
keep
problem,
the smelly
Tifa?
Still
good.
just trying to follow the fact that you want to take time out of our very, very busy schedule to
I-
go and wreak havoc on this poor
No, I
performer.
was simply asking if it was easy to just
a
pull an
favour for a
axle.
friend.
Pull an axle from a wagon. That doesn't take any time at all. But
If
if
I've
I'm
learned
not the one
anything-
proposing
Who are you
a
trying to
goon-based-
impress here?
I am proposing the good.
I'm just saying I think we owe it to Satyria that perhaps another night should be performed.
Who is that?
The
Satyria,
bartender.
the bartender.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
the
You don't
bartender.
know it, the barkeep.
We care about this person.
Yes,
nice.
we.
Here's the thing that I've learned about
connected
being-
to a great number of sort of elven communities
I mean,
in the area.
In the north, the thing seems to be being one of us, right? The thing seems to be having friends. And if you can't be local, the next best thing you can do is be friends with a local.
Honestly,
so
the
it's not a
reason-
terrible idea.
A reason you probably
Maybe a
were
waste of
kicked
time.
out outright was because no, actually she doesn't only know you.
Okay, so you want to...
No, she's just nice.
She's just a very nice person.
So you want to vandalize a different...
Smellify.
A different location. Okay, sure. Smellify.
You know.
A different location.
Yeah.
And you just want to destroy her belongings.
I was simply there's a break in the music. I figured I could if it was easy enough to just pull an axle.
They're just going to fix the wagon. And that's
I'm not saying it was a good idea. I didn't do anything other than ask the
Well
barkeep.
then, if we're going to take time out of our busy schedule, come up with a good idea
Well,
so that we can make it
I saw
happen.
that much time. What if we just send me over
I think
with the guts, the goo, to the fancy place? I go in, I hear me out. I can go in. I can sort of
The
discreetly.
goo is spoken for at the moment, and
Well,
perhaps
can we
when
not
we are done with
separate-
it, maybe you can
In-
take it
in-
to another district.
in retrospect, I do think that if I go talk to Niels this evening, I don't think it's beneficial to drop his sister's head in front of him.
However,
So why
if
did we
we
bring
do
it
want to
back?
prove
Well,
that it's his sister, we should keep this
If
skull.
in case he asks for some sort of medical proof.
In case he doesn't believe that his sister was a raging mutant, if he didn't already know, which he probably did, but
When do-
we don't know.
When do you plan on speaking to him?
I was going to go as soon as the concert's over. His sister just died. I think that he would appreciate.
I was just asking.
I mean, knowledge
I'm not going
that she
to
died.
muck
I
anything up.
suppose,
I'm just
yeah.
going to go let him know that his
We're
sister
not
died and ask if he knew that she was a mutant.
Okay, so, like, I guess on the way to the coast tomorrow, we just poke our heads in with this stinky sack. And what are you going to, like, put it in different little posts and floorboards and stuff? You're
My
going to hide it?
thought
I have to do that after hours.
was, well, maybe. Or we could drop them. I was thinking we could make little cloth, sort of like smell bombs. And we could fling them. Stop looking at me that way.
I have someone
It
to
would
meet in
work.
the morning. You are welcome
Oh,
to
where
do
are you
whatever you
going?
want. I need to be in the coast again.
I need to head to the coast as well
Promised
for
you
obvious
might.
reasons.
Do you remember that armor that I was wearing with the?
Yeah,
The
with the
face.
face. Yeah.
I told him I'd let him borrow my armor tomorrow morning for a little while because.
Oh, the
ruined his-
the jouster. The
Oh, that's very nice of
It's
you.
quite friendly.
So I'm meeting him at the inn where all my things are on
Right.
the coast tomorrow morning.
I see.
Okay.
So no
Look, I'm
smelly
hopefully
sacks
taking
for you.
the steam.
This isn't a priority. I'm hoping to do the same tomorrow morning. I'm simply saying that if there's
It's
any way to help
obviously not a
Satyria, we
priority.
probably should.
Okay. Okay.
It's not like I put a lot of thought into this, Tiefling. I
Well,
was just
clearly
sort
you
of
said that. Yeah. No, I get it. I'm just saying.
I have though. I've thought about it a lot.
this whole time you've been watching the show, trying to figure out how to.
I don't know. Don't you have a few bombs?
But hang on, that's a bit obvious, don't you think?
Oh, smelly is okay, but exploded is right out.
Well, that would entirely damage the property.
But then that would also definitely be linked to us. I think it'd be hard for us to stay in this town after bombing a nice establishment. Spreading a smell,
If
a
you're
foul
getting in there-
stench, is pretty untraceable. Who's going to be like, oh, I bet it was those weirdos who came in here and made it smell bad.
Perhaps those smelly weirdos at the inn. The ones who smelled bad when they walked in.
Yeah.
Right, isn't that more traceable
It's
to us
not
than a
a-
bomb?
Well,
Exactly, that's
it's
sort of
I
the
would
point
also
I'm
like to
making.
just
The plan is
revisit.
not faultless.
I would like to revisit the stakes of this. It is for a concert.
Stakes alone.
For
Look, at the end of this
stakes.
concert, I'm going to go speak to Niels.
Okay.
And I'll come back here. We're all staying here this evening?
I figured.
Yes.
Alright. Do you know what the Halfling is?
Where is... I mean, really? Beezaura?
She's on the coast.
But that's not very
So perhaps we'll see her
specific.
tomorrow.
I hope she's alright.
She's fine. I'm sure.
It's just a feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
Can you hear the house collapsing in the distance?
I think someone
pretty far away.
someone
It's on
runs
the other
in.
side of the
Some
room.
house just collapsed on a
of a
little
bit-
girl.
Higher order, I think. Did everybody notice one of those songs?
Which one?
I noticed a couple.
I'd like to speak to you about one of those.
Oh,
by the way.
okay.
Excuse me?
Well, I didn't understand.
Oh, the
Yeah,
one
I'm
in
saying,
You have
yes.
comprehend
I didn't
languages and other things. I'm not sure
Oh,
if
well,
I
look,
understood
you're
one.
singing it in Infernal, so.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
definitely
assuming you
understood.
knew.
You could tell there wasn't for you're familiar
Okay.
with the sound of it, even though you couldn't understand it.
So, if there's any tidbits like the one that I'm thinking of in that song, I'd love to know. But
I don't know.
the Legend of Demasid,
That one was in common. Yes.
I know, but
I was only
the fact
sort
that
of-
there are two sacred spaces that are
Yeah.
Do you think it's real?
Oh, Nolan's Woods and some other... Do you know what the other sacred space is?
no, I do not.
But I suppose we should operate under the assumption that it is,
That
and
there may be.
Does it have to be a wood? Is that important for the meddling gods? Can it be anything?
didn't seem to imply that.
I don't...
I mean,
You've
I
never
don't know, it
spent
was just...
extended periods of time in Nolan's Woods or another location
I
that
have
would
spent time
flag?
around Nolan's Woods, yes.
Has he...
But any other
Has
place?
he asked you to protect Nolan's Woods specifically? Like
Protect.
or destroy, or has he asked you to focus your energy on Nolan's Woods?
Yes, villages in and around Nolan's Woods, yes.
Are there any other locations where he's asked you to focus?
Lots.
Yes. That's what I'm saying, there's not something that stands out.
You've never felt particularly powerful in a certain area?
Not that stands out as different.
That's okay. I wouldn't know either.
Okay.
Significant.
Yeah.
I wonder if, Ainsley, I wonder if he would know.
Do you think?
Perhaps.
Is that the kind of thing that it's safe to go around asking questions about?
Well, maybe not by me, but
Should we ask questions? What questions?
he's
Is
not
there a
even in
way-
this district.
Or
He's
if we
in-
see if Bernice
He's back in the
has like a talk back after the show, we could always ask her.
That's true. We could
Perhaps
maybe
if she's
talk to
having a drink
Bernice.
after.
I suppose, yeah.
She's apparently staying here.
She wrote the songs. I'm assuming she knows the legends very well.
But anyway, the other song that was in Infernal, it was each meddling god, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, each meddling god had kind of like a verse in it celebrating themselves, and then between each one there was a portion, another voice, questioning the slaughtering, I suppose. From what I can remember, if you slaughtered the audience during the play, do you still take a bow when curtain falls?
Do all the meddling gods celebrate themselves by slaughtering?
Yeah, really.
It's an actual question. I'm not being cute.
I don't know.
When the gods were like celebrating themselves in that song that was in Infernal, did they focus heavily on like massacring people, or was it all
Murder,
different things
murder.
based on the kind of the god that it was?
I mean, it was less about. It was specifically some of the gods a couple of the meddling gods specifically, Kuuzni, Heptactor, and what's the third one?
That's my voice.
And Carcera Mole, that they would protect the people that worshipped them, but in the song it sort of questions their methods. It was unspecific always as to what those methods were, but that they felt like sometimes the collateral damage of the gods, imbuing their power. The question was it worth the gods intervening?
Got it.
If it was going to be destructive, So it's not so specific as to that.
Okay.
From what I understand, according to them, the end always justifies the means.
Right.
That's very bleak.
It does seem like the musicians are picking up their instruments once more. If there's one.
Keep an ear out.
Okay. You all right? I'm kind of trying to give him like a...
Yes.
Maybe if we got the lute
Right.
player very drunk, he wouldn't be able to travel tomorrow.
Okay, listen. Not a terrible idea. I don't hate it. I
Why
wouldn't
don't we
mind
just
seeing it.
murder all of her other people and then she
Okay,
can't do
you know
a show?
what?
Yeah,
No.
the sarcasm.
I know.
Okay.
But that's not the same.
She's starting the next song.
Bernice and her musicians begin to play. Another song kind of goes by, another song. And as it seems the concert might be kind of on its way to winding down, Bernice invites the assistance of one of her fellow musicians to come to the center of the amphitheater kind of with her where she's seated with her harp. He sits with a large drum, kind of these padded mallets, and he kind of starts to thump out a rhythm that begins a kind of inspired, almost militaristic kind of marching song. And in the lyrics, she outlines a number of oaths that she has taken as a descendant of the families of Nolan's Woods. I swear to honor the gods in all their glory. I swear to keep in my thoughts the sacrifices of my ancestors. I swear to sing the praises of the worthy. And I swear to bring to justice those that would hide behind the words of gods to excuse their acts of evil. The gods are to be followed, but not blindly. And I swear to lead the march against those that wield power with their eyes shut. And as she's singing this song, Bernice is kind of looking around the audience, and you also see that the lights around the perimeter of the alehouse begin to flicker. And Orba recognizes this as she's singing and looking around as the innate tiefling ability of thaumaturgy. She's flickering the candles as a kind of sort of extra dramatic effect, and her eyes go completely white. She sort of whitens out her eyes so they have this kind of all-seeing sort of pale appearance as she looks around the eye. It's hard to tell exactly where she's focusing her attention because of the way she's kind of washed over her eyes. And she looks around, and the notes carry out, and the audience is sort of nodding, looking around, sort of sensing that this song has a kind of sort of finale, climactic kind of sound to it, a sort of triumphant, sort of ending tone to it. And the song continues on. And the people kind of look around, smiling, enjoying their drink. And after some time, the song sounds like it's slowly coming to a close. One of the musicians stops playing their instrument, then another. Then another. And then finally it's just her and the drummer there in the middle. He's sort of slowly banging the beat on the drum. She's plucking away at the harp. And then the drumming stops, and it's just her plucking at the harp. And she looks around at all the people in the audience. And you can see her smiling, sort of appreciating all of the people that have come to see her in this moment. And she looks around. And the song comes to an end. And as soon as she finishes the song, one of the musicians takes a step forward to meet the other two in the center. Ladies and gentlemen, Bernice Yord! And the audience applauses. There's a lot of cheering. She gets a standing ovation. People stand up. Everyone's clapping. It's very long, sort of drawn out, extended applause. She bows sort of politely at first. And after she bows, she kind of one at a time kind of indicates to each of your musicians, and each of them take a bow as they all kind of appreciate the audience and all their willingness to come out and watch them perform. After she's held for applause for each of your musicians, a couple of the Oop Ale House guards descend into the amphitheater, and it looks like they're standing around while Bernice and her musicians sort of gather their things, making sure that nobody rushes to try and talk to Bernice. So you can see them just politely keeping people at a distance as they're sort of picking up their instruments and moving along. And 2 or 3 guards sort of escort them sort of side to the side as they kind of move up out of the amphitheater, and then they look like they're moving back in the direction of that staircase that leads up to the second floor of the alehouse, where you know that the rooms are located. And so the guards keeping everyone at a respectful distance, and you watch as Burmese kind of disappears around the corner, presumably up to the rooms for the evening. And once again, you guys are sort of left in the din of the Upa Alehouse. And I need all of you to make a perception check for me.
Oh, baby.
What are you trying to see?
No, I know!
Oh, no.
7.
That one.
You're going to
Also,
create a collection
that
of
one.
them
Hey!
13. Give me your time. Time out.
Orba, sort of as everyone is looking at each other as the music's kind of winding down,
Princess.
wondering where their next move is for the evening, Orba's kind of at the bar facing out a little bit, and you see something like off the edge of the courtyard and into the street that looks a little familiar, and you're surprised to see the face of Beezaura approaching the Upa Alehouse, and Beezaura sort of curiously, you're seeing all these people in here, you didn't know that there was an event taking place, so to you it just looks like the bar is super popular, and it looks like the place to be, but people are moving out, you see a lot of people moving past you to go back to their houses or horses or wherever they're headed, so you're kind of moving in, looking around, sort of wondering exactly where you're supposed to go or talk to, and you spot Beezaura.
Orba will put her hand up and try to just wave and get her attention a little bit.
You see her?
Who are you?
It's Beezaura.
What?
What?
Beezaura's here.
And Safira kind of starts.
And I'm
You
like,
said she was on the coast.
She looks bad.
She approaches and she's carrying herself well, but she definitely looks like she's been in a scrape for sure.
Beezaura, you alright?
Thought you were on the coast.
no, I was summoned. Well, I was on the move to talk to some other people, and then I was intercepted by a blue...
Oh.
Oh.
A blue what?
Acolytes, right.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
Sure. To fight, to see if I was worthy to protect Orba.
Oh,
Are you?
wow.
Shit.
Are you
Oh.
worthy?
Yeah. You did it alone.
I am.
We did it together.
I did it alone.
Well, good for
And
you.
Yes. I won.
Safira's gonna kind of give her like a... yeah.
I assumed that they would have found you as well. They came to me yesterday.
Yes.
Or early this morning.
And they said if they didn't find me, they would have a replacement.
Wow.
And I had to find
Crucial.
him.
Oh, how was he? Or her?
Strong. And he really wanted to take the position.
Nice.
Did he know? Did he know?
He didn't know who it was. He just thought it was an honor to do that duty. But
He knew that Cliff Ironclad was,
Yeah.
but yes, he did not know who he was protecting or what the mission was or anything.
but
Wow.
So just some random person was...
basically he knew
Just a random person
Cliff.
does this.
No, I meant
No,
like...
no.
Was, interested in helping.
Yeah.
A warrior.
He knew
Whoa.
Well,
the
all
stakes
working
of the
together.
position and who it was for. But
Wow.
so did I.
Good job.
Good
Yes.
job.
Well, we have.
Thank you.
We have only one. If we're all here, perhaps we should try and acquire another room. Otherwise, it's going to be quite tight. But
I
the
guess.
plan was we're all planning to stay here for the evening and then go. I believe the Goliath and I need to head back to the coast. I'm not sure what everyone else's plans were.
I have to just make one more stop here and was hoping to get to Nikuzi.
Who are you looking for here? We've been around quite a bit.
I'm just gonna look around just make sure. There's I got a tip that there's another pawn chaser here.
Oh.
Right.
So
Same situation
Yeah,
Is
what?
it?
as last time.
Yeah,
well
Friendly?
they're not. None of them are.
I'm not
You know.
She's friendly.
exactly sure. Thank you.
They're all shit.
All those dumb pawn chasing halflings, they're ridiculous. He seems okay, but I've never heard of him before, but he's in a poor area of Naupa, so
What's the name?
Lepatro? Is that how you say it?
the name of the town.
That's the
the
name of
area.
that's the name of the
It's a
area.
township.
Yeah, that's the township. He's
Okay.
getting pieces for Percival Molifair.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh.
Not for.
Oh,
From.
he's getting one. That's where he's off to now. Sorry,
He wants the pieces.
Yeah, he
He's
wants the
getting
pieces.
from.
getting them from him. Yeah.
But for the same person?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
The situation is a bit different, so it might not just be force that I have to use to get to him.
Not just force.
What do we use?
In addition to force?
Sentimentality, unfortunately.
We've done that.
Right.
Right,
I'm
with
just
less
better with my
success,
fists
apparently,
than I
but,
am
you
with
know.
talking to people.
Sure.
But I would like to go see him in the morning, and since I completed the task today, my horse is waiting for me at Nikuzi to the person I need to talk to there.
Who's that? You don't have to say.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
She's like, it's been a long day.
I'll just give you everything that I have to do.
That's okay. You don't have to say.
Did you want a glass of wine?
Just,
I
maybe
recommend
some food would be okay. I don't really need a drink right now.
Suit yourself. I'm sure they have food. Safira's kind of like looking to flag down like a barkeep
you
or
can
something.
keep a look
Do
at
you want to say who you're looking for?
Yeah.
Nikuzi?
So I'm looking for he's a tattoo artist.
Oh, yeah. Butes. We've seen him.
Yes.
Seems like a nice guy, although we tried to ask him about... we found out
boy.
that there are these little tattoos. They're like a storm sort of tattoo. It's like a...
Cyclone.
Like a tornado. And people get them. We think they might be part of some kind of secret society. Probably maybe something to do with them like in a trade at the ports.
Specifically on their toes.
Yes, between the
toes.
toes.
Well, actually, I've been trying to find out about this thing called metallic attunement. Sorry.
What is that?
Well, first, I did find out that people do get a special tattoo for McKenna, who works at the ports.
Oh, right. That's useful information.
When they're accepted to work for him, they have to get this insignia. I don't know what it is, though, but it could be what you're talking about.
I mean, seems like there's a very high likelihood that it could be a tornado between your toes.
Well,
One of the people who had the tattoo was Leto's now deceased husband Roy, and then we actually
worked for
just
McKenna.
yes, and we actually just fell the plant mutant thing
Oh, yeah.
person, and she had one between her toes as well.
And before she was a mutant, she also worked for McKenna.
Yes.
And Leto told us about a name escapes me now, but someone who died some time ago who also worked for McKenna had a similar tattoo.
So that must be
there
it,
you
right?
go. Yes.
So
That's
what's
huge.
the metallic attunement?
So, it's something that you'd probably be very interested in. It's they get there's a certain metal in the ink that they use for these tattoos, and when you get the symbol or something, some sort of tattoo placed on where you... Oh gosh, this is gonna be good. Okay. I know what I'm talking about. I just need to get it out in
use
words.
the magic.
It's the object that you want to attune to matches up with the tattoo, and it creates an automatic attunement. You don't need to go through any process, it just happens. But then once it's removed from the tattoo, it's not attuned.
So what is he... I mean, I guess we can't assume that all of these tattoos are metallically attuned, but if they were, what item would he be attuning these people to?
That was some sort of toe ring, I assume.
That does what? That's interesting.
Special shoe or something. Yes.
Like a sandal?
Yes, I figured it out.
Wait.
What?
I'll be right back.
What?
I'm gonna go.
No, you can't go anywhere alone. Where are you going?
Oh my goodness. I'm going up to our room.
Okay, you're allowed to go there alone.
No, someone go with her.
Do you want... Seriously?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Oh my god,
Alright,
Orba, just
okay,
get out of here.
I'll go with you.
Oh my god. Orba's gonna
Start walking behind her.
Okay.
She's just gonna hustle up into the room.
3 of you remain.
Keep going.
So does the metallic attunement have to be to a tattoo, or is it...
Yeah, it's to a certain... Yeah,
It's to the metal.
it's to the
So
metal.
It doesn't have to
doesn't have to
theoretically,
be,
but that's
be a
how it's
tattoo,
used.
but if it's
It's to the metal.
it's to a metal.
I see.
And you get to attune to a magical object instantaneously.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Is there any indication as to what McKenna was using this for? Any indication for...
No. I'm on a certain mission to get pieces from somebody else, and the whole metallic attunement plays into that.
And you think Butez has been putting these magical tattoos on?
Did either of you
people?
run into McKenna already when you were at the...
We passed by him. We didn't speak to him. Yes. Did you go back and do the poo pipes?
Excuse me?
Just wait.
Not yet, but I intend to go back.
There's something in that pipe.
After I talk to Butez, I will make my way back, but I just need to finish this path first.
It was a Broken Crown contract.
For poo pipes.
I have a lot
They
of
have a
things on my
sewage
plate,
system.
okay?
Something was lodged in it.
Oh.
And she was the right size to go and unstuck.
Oh, that's very funny.
Hilarious.
Graven stood there.
We're gonna go up to Safira and Orba. Give me perception checks, the three of you that remain on the floor. As you guys go up, return to the second floor. And you start to head back towards that back left room that you guys left your belongings. And immediately, a ripe, decaying fungal smell can be sensed even before opening the door. And this rank odor is amplified tenfold upon entry. It's sort of, you open the door and just this wave of like filth and heat washes over you.
Dang.
And you can tell that the sort of mutant head has continued to disintegrate. Sort of, it sits in a small puddle of this undiscernible ooze.
No.
So you guys enter into the room.
You cannot tell me. You absolutely will not tell me that would not do the trick of clearing our room. You cannot tell me that it wouldn't do the trick. I'm dying. I'm crying. I can feel it in my eyes.
Okay.
For fuck's sake.
Breathe through your nose, Safira.
No, don't breathe through your nose.
No, breathe through your
Not breathing through my mouth.
Breathe through your mouth. Do it. I have to do this.
We cannot sleep in here with this. That's not happening. Absolutely not.
Safira, I have some really bad news.
What? No, where is it?
I have to cast Detect Magic ritually, and it's going to
No!
take 10 minutes.
Oh god, okay.
Okay.
10 minutes, block up.
You
You can do anything for 10 minutes.
Good,
No, you can do
outside.
anything for 10
Okay.
minutes. No, it's a challenge.
Orm's good. Orm's gonna sit next to the sack.
Holy shit. Worth?
We return to the 13 perception checks.
21.
21.
Oh shit.
So as you guys look around, just a couple quick things that you notice. Erland, you spot Satyria seems to have posted up next to someone that you don't recognize, not one of the guards. There's a man who kind of has a monastic appearance, but not a combat monk. He has like a long robe and a shaved head, like a religious or spiritual monastic appearance, not sort of from a trained monk school kind of thing. He has a very monochromatic yellow robe with wide sleeves that kind of cascade down his elbows. And he kind of has a smug look of superiority over his face. And he seems to be talking to Satyria, who's almost gritting through her teeth a little bit of a smile as she kind of listens to him, and the two of them are kind of chatting back and forth. And you can see the man seems to be kind of pointing around to her space and just sort of maybe commenting on some of the decor and things as he's...
So she seems to not be enjoying herself?
She doesn't seem to be there, against her will,
Right,
but
yeah.
she doesn't seem to, it doesn't seem to be a pleasant conversation for her necessarily. And Graven, as you guys are talking, you notice kind of in the background, there's someone who is walking around to a couple of the different tables, and again, a lot of people have stuck around to maybe have one extra drink or a little bit of food before the evening is over. And you see a man in a kind of plain gray robe that has kind of a look of familiarity to him, but you can't quite place it. Sort of a younger man, maybe in his 30s, and he seems to be going to table, sort of, God's bless you. God's bless you. Bless your journey and your day. And he seems to be offering sort of good tidings generally to people here and there. So just some people that kind of catch your eye as you walk. But you guys are still talking.
I'm just slumped
Sort
over.
of involved in relaying all the details of your journey so far.
Could you just give me one moment? I'll be right back.
Sure.
I'm gonna sort of walk over to Satyria.
Sure, you start to walk in that direction. She sees you coming and sort of...
I'll sort of like do it with some haste. I'll go over to her.
Okay. She seems like she might have been putting out a hand to stop you, but you're up there pretty
if I'm
quickly.
seeing that, then I'll sort of...
Not in a, stay away, just in a,
Okay, then I'll sort of look past her and walk past. And
Okay. As you're passing by, you get close enough to kind of hear her say just a little snippet of conversation back and forth, and you hear her say to him, "Always so nice to have you here, Lem." You hear the name Lem, L-E-M. So
Lem.
Let's come up.
Lemonade man.
Lem, period.
Like,
Mr. Lem.
do you have any connection to the lemonade?
All right, so to see that, I'll sort of do like a round and then come
Circle
right
around
back.
to them.
Oh.
So I mean, I assume they have a second or two by themselves if they want.
If there was something you
She seemed sad.
I was kind of
Look
hoping.
like you have something on your mind.
Was I even going to say that? So
It looks like he's coming back, so I'll make it quick.
Yes. Okay. There was also. I'm trying to find the.
don't get too quiet.
Sorry. The man who's also, or the
The pawn chaser?
dwarven man who is also looking for the pawns, but also I remember them saying that Mr. Two spent a lot of time with Chris Molifer.
You're getting quiet.
Sorry.
Not loud.
So
As in, Percival came to
I'm not
his
sure.
workplace and requested him many times.
Oh, what is that for?
Erland coming back.
Oh! I was
You
like,
don't have a
what
lot.
am I making a decision about? I don't even know. Yes, right. That was right.
Okay.
I think so.
Is
So, but also, so it was just something that triggered my memory, and I just, between that and talking to Butez about what he was speaking about, and I feel like going to him might give us a little more insight
you
on.
want to go straight to Percival Molifer?
No. I want to talk to the pawn chaser.
Erland comes back around.
Sorry, I thought I saw a friend who needed some helping, but I was mistaken.
Oh, everything okay?
Oh yes, the bartender here who's helped us quite a bit seemed like she was in a sort of shit conversation, but she perhaps with a wealthy donor, someone named Lem.
Was there something going on here before I arrived? It seemed to
Oh
be-
yes, a concert.
Or is it always that busy?
No, a concert from a sort of songwriter named Bernice Yord.
Oh, was it good?
Yes, quite good actually.
Very enjoyable.
Oh, of course. We part of what was happening was, you know how I was trying to get in touch with Marvin Bishop? I believe we found him,
Oh,
and he's
Where?
here.
he's here in Nuba.
Yeah, no, not in Upa, but in Navikapura.
Oh, are you going to go see him?
Yes, I believe tomorrow. Yes.
Do you know where?
Yeah, yes, I do. He's towards the coast,
Got it.
but
Do
we
you-
don't. We still don't know who has him.
I mean, that sounds promising. You've been.
The person who spoke to me, I didn't actually even mention this to you. I'll say this under my breath. The person who I was speaking to seemed extraordinarily interested in the Lemonade Man and sort of working against the Lemonade Man.
Well, that's who had
That's who
Marvin
exactly.
in the first place.
That's exactly right. And
So
so,
these people have
seemed
somehow
to be
gotten him.
against the Lemonade Man.
How were they able to get him away from the Lemonade Man?
I don't know.
Are you going? So you're going to speak to them and him at the same time? I imagine they're not going to.
Well,
let
I
you.
assume that they're not going to give me free reign. I'm
rein,
hoping to
yes.
at least stand on the other side of the door. But frankly, most of the questions I have for him, I don't give a shit about the relationship with the Lemonade Man.
Right.
I see. Do you know where on the coast he is?
Oh, yes, they gave us a note sort of outlining where it is. It seems to be a Broken Crown outpost.
Oh, okay.
The abandoned
Oh,
one.
no, sorry, not
No.
the Broken Crown. Reserves, one of the
He was there the
reserves.
whole time.
Militia.
The militia reserves.
Or at least someone associated. It
Yeah.
may not necessarily be, but the flag.
Do you need to be escorted there by
No,
anyone?
I'm actually been told to go alone.
Oh.
Well, because I'm not trying to. I'm speaking to him as the reason they're granting me a conversation with him is because I'm speaking to him as a friend and not as sort of a political
Got it.
whatever.
Well, congratulations. I would say that's.
Do you think Marvin's going to be hoping that you are rescuing him from there.
I don't know if that's possible.
Do you
I'm
think
not saying that it is. I'm saying that you might run into a very
I mean, here's the thing.
disappointed Marvin.
Here's the
when
thing.
you go there to have a
I
conversation.
understand,
and
and also, you don't think it's going to weigh on my conscience a bit that this is a man who could potentially save hundreds, thousands of people, who's currently locked up for whatever shit political arguments occurring between the Lemonade Man and some whoever.
unknown party.
I'm gonna sort of look at Beezy as I say that. Is there any way, do you think, we could get him out?
I mean, I guess we have to know how he's kept.
Look, regardless, I think all I can do tomorrow is speak with him.
Would you all mind waiting? I guess I'll ask Orba and Safira when they come back, but until I find him, I can try to go tonight, but I think I need
the Pawn Chaser?
the Pawn Chaser.
I have to go
in
tomorrow.
case I need help.
I need to
I have
be
to
there
go
tomorrow
tomorrow.
morning.
What time do you need to leave?
In the morning.
First thing in the morning.
I guess it's not too late. I could try to make
We
it there
have
tonight.
I don't know if the Acolyte mentioned this, but we do have 3 days in Navikapura before we have to leave.
No, that
They said a few days. They didn't specify.
that wasn't
They
mentioned.
did specify.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah.
too
Yes.
But that is good to know.
Right, I don't even if you know this, but our first mission.
Oh, gods, yes.
As you guys are discussing that, actually, we're going to go back up because of the little time span. So
We'll fill you in on the mission.
I gotta go get poop out of the pipe. I gotta go this way. I gotta go that way. My
as
life,
you guys are sort
I'm
of
gonna die.
holding your breath,
Yeah.
struggling to sort of an exercise in subduing your gag reflex, the 10 minutes have passed, and you're looking around for so do you open up the...
Okay, are you ready?
No, but eventually you get used to it, maybe? No?
3, 2, 1.
Make a constitution save.
Oh my god.
She's gonna barf.
Should we both make it
Yeah,
or just her?
totally. Yep.
Oh, that was the weirdest
13.
roll I've ever done, and I'm gonna miss it. 8.
Age. So Orba, sort of knowing exactly when she's opening it, has a moment to kind of steal herself. But Safira's like in the middle of saying something, and she opens the bag, and it goes right into like her mouth and her nostrils, and immediately it triggers that.
Oh no!
And like a little bit of dribbling vomit
Now
goes
everybody
out
smells like puke.
and onto the floor.
I think I'm gonna get my own room.
kind of like...
And inside the bag is glowing with a bit of magical energy near the foot, where you sort of
Foot goo.
Orba's gonna just reach in to get a closer look. She's gonna try to grab and find the foot.
You kind of try to pick it up. You can feel the bone, but as soon as you start to pick up the bone, you can feel sliding off like bits of
delicious
bony
brisket.
flesh.
She's gonna hold the
don't
opening of the
even.
sack and like try to like lower it, and you know how like she's trying to like shimmy it down a little to try to get
Find gold?
just
Oh,
so
you're
you
trying
get
to
a
hold the
closer
exterior
look.
of the
What is
sack.
happening?
You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see generally where
Okay.
it's coming from. What do you,
Is it in the shape of it? Is it where the tattoo presumably could be?
you can identify what lump of flesh was coming off of the foot bone. Yes.
Delicious. What color is the magic?
It is of the enchantment school of magic.
Enchantment. Okay.
Please tell me you saw something.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna quickly put it back up.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
I have to clean up my own fucking vomit. I'm gonna kind of try to get... Is there anything in the way of a rag or a cloth?
Sure,
or
there's some
something?
rags. There's like a wash basin in
I'm
here.
gonna go to the
so-
wash basin and then try to clean up at least the
Sure.
throw up so I don't have the puke
Give me another
stain
constitution
too.
saving throw. Cleaning up your...
No!
Safira grabs the cloth that goes over to, and immediately as she starts scrubbing, and like through her fingers, a little bit of vomit going out.
Just get out of there.
So seeing Safira vomit, and like in the corner, another little
What
puddle.
the fuck, you guys? Cut it out! Get the fuck out of there!
Holding each other, throwing up.
so now we gotta put this out the window or something.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
I just leave it in here.
I can't. I don't know.
What do we do?
Oh, we have to. I'm taking it outside, and Sarah's just gonna like And like I'm gonna take it, hold it as far away
Okay.
from face.
You're just gonna walk through the whole. Oh.
No, with like kind of a big deep breath. I'm gonna try to keep puking
You have
all
like a
over.
mushy bag underneath your tunic there.
Okay.
Orba's gonna stay in
I'm
the
gonna-
room
I'm
and
so
open the
glad
windows.
that's not me.
I'm gonna find a place to hide this, okay? Outside. So we can still access it, but we can't sleep with it in the room, okay? Okay. You clean up the vomit and I'm gonna walk.
Waddling down the stairs. And someone is coming up to their room as Safira's waddling down the stairs, and he looks at. Vomits off to the side as Safira sort of shuffles down the staircase, and now a pool of vomit.
So gross.
Where do you go? So you get down to the bottom of
Hope
the
doesn't walk
stairs.
past
I want to
us.
go outside the bar.
Sure, so you head away from the courtyard.
Away from the courtyard, and I want
It's,
to.
as soon as you're out of the courtyard, there's significantly less
I
people.
I want to
concerned.
try to effectively find. I'm gonna take it out from under me, and I want to try to like find if there's like a hedge or like something,
Give me an investigation.
like a
check.
rock I can hide it under, like
Sure.
anything. Investigation. God, I can't do math. 17.
17, great. You give a quick look around and you find maybe a house or two down. There is like a row of shrubs next to the house, and also the dirt is almost like a mulch, so it's loose
Okay,
dirt.
okay.
You could even like
Bury
dig a
it.
little bit and get it under the ground to sort of
Okay,
subdue
so
the smell.
I'm gonna find a hedge that's like kind of distinguished so that I can tell, like.
They look pretty similar, but there isn't that many. You'd be able
Okay,
to
so
find
I'd be
this
able to
one.
find it. So then I want to find it and like kind of bury it in the soil.
Sure. You sort of quickly make a little
Like-
hole and then push the mulch
And
up.
can I like mark it with like a leaf or a rock or something
Sure.
in some
Yeah,
capacity?
we'll say you find a small rock.
A smaller rock, yeah, okay. I'm gonna
It's
kind of like
easy to find
mentally
when
take
all
a
the dogs
picture
in
and
the whole
like.
town are all dead.
Trail of dripping blood from the bar. to-
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So you make your way back, Orba,
Yeah.
were you...
Orba's gonna open the windows, and yeah, she'll
You
go.
get that breath of fresh air.
She's gonna go to the wash basin and try to clean up 3 different piles of puke.
Do some scrubbing, a little bit of rag.
Do I have like tinder and something to just like kind of like light a
Yeah, you have a ton.
yeah? Can I just
some Palo
light a
Santo.
yeah?
You need some
Similar to, like
incense.
sage the room
Yeah.
or something.
Light a match.
Just to try to
Tinder to
get
light
the-
match or find a match?
oh my gosh.
Wow.
Kind of mixes with the smell a little more than covers with it, but it's not nothing.
Doing my best with what I got.
Just blending the smell. It's more aromatic.
Kind of smells like burnt puke now.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Okay, that's all that I have to do. So alright, she's gonna close the room up, lock it, and head back downstairs.
Okay, so you meet Orba at the bottom of the staircase, basically.
I need a bath. I need a bath. Really bad. Okay, I'll put it outside.
Okay, go ahead.
Behind a hedge. I know which hedge. I marked it with a rock. It's buried in the mulch, okay?
Okay, outside behind the hedge.
I figure, I mean, there's a small risk of animals getting to it, but I figure we got the information that we kind of needed, and I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, that was huge.
I mean, there's a high risk of animals getting to it. It clearly stinks. You can smell it for half the fucking block, but it's fine.
Am I
That's fine.
stinky?
I think we both.
It's hard to tell.
I
'cause
can't
it's-
tell
yeah.
because I stink so bad. I can't smell your stink.
Okay. Well, I have the windows open
Oh, I
too.
smell terrible though. No, I need a
Alright.
bath anyway, but fuck's sake.
Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
You guys make your way back to the bar, and immediately you guys can tell the stench isn't clinging to you because you didn't get it on you, but their faces tell a story. I mean, they're like a little pale-faced, a little bit of sweat just from the sort of act of vomiting as they're walking their way back to the bar.
Was not good up there.
No.
Really, when I say it was a stench, I mean it was palpable. Like you could walk through it.
Did you throw up on your sort of shirt?
No.
Did I throw up on my shirt? I'm kind of checking
There might be
myself.
some little damp spots, maybe a little.
What were you doing up there?
Well,
She found something, so that's good.
we had some of the remains. We had the foot of the mutant that has the tattoo on it. And I cast detect magic to try to at least find out what school of magic it was from. It's from the School of Enchantment. So at least we know, like, vaguely.
Does that line up with what she said? I guess.
Oh, well, yes, well, the tattoo, it was
It would have
lit.
been. It
Yes.
could have been
So it
attunement
is of
that
a
you were
magical
seeing, I
source.
suppose.
What
yeah.
would enchantment would that signal that the spell itself is enchantment, or would that help in some way to indicate what
It
the
just indicates magic.
ring would be able to
If, say, for
accomplish?
example, it is a toe ring of some kind, then the spell attached to that ring would be of the School of Enchantment.
So any idea what that could be for someone who works at the ports?
Anything. That's a huge volume of knowledge and spells that, honestly, most of which I am not super privy
We're
to.
not going to find
Something-
out from that.
Something that might cause a physical change in a person?
It might do. I mean, not that physical change in particular, because we know it
No,
causes
that's
that.
going to be some kind of an illusion magic, perhaps? Unless...
Oh. Okay.
Shape changing or appearance changing would be
Yeah.
either transmutation or illusion, so that's not. It wouldn't really fit into that category.
Okay.
We can mull our brains over it, but yeah, it's enchantment, so...
You can certainly think about it, but
What school of magic was used to at the harvesting yard in order to sort of create in the sort of main room?
That's a really good question. I'll have to rack my brain. You're talking about the
main room that
the
we dropped
separation,
you
yes.
But you were assuming that magic, was it concentrated in one spot on the remains?
It was a little hard to tell, honestly.
Okay.
But there was no other...
On the foot.
Okay, yeah. But it came from the foot. But
Okay,
What
so
time
it
is it
was
roughly?
likely the tattoo.
oh yeah. Oh, there's no other thing that I could imagine
Yeah,
would be a
okay, I just
magical.
wanted to make sure.
Presence on it.
Unless there's anything else, I need to head to Neil's before it gets sort of inappropriately late.
Okay.
I also-
if you
Do you wanna
want
go
to
now?
bring the
Yes.
thing,
No, I don't.
Is
want,
anyone willing
if
to
it's
come with me?
if it's going to cause someone to vomit, I don't
It's-
think I need to.
it's
want-
foul.
Then-
Foul.
No, I'll
It's
just
not good.
no.
It's not good at all.
So are you two up to something?
We might go investigate her pawn chaser lead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
I'll come back here once I let him know. Is there anything I explicitly shouldn't say to him? Niels.
You shouldn't say that. How much? Don't give him any clue that we know how these things are made, right?
All right.
I think we shouldn't be giving out that information because it links us to the yard. That's not. I mean, we shouldn't do that.
That's true.
And they're still investigating that, so wouldn't want to put that out into the world anywhere. Can you think of
Maybe
anything
also
else?
don't reveal that we're the ones that killed all of most likely McKenna's men at the
Right.
micro den.
Oh,
You know, because we killed all of them, or I guess they killed themselves too.
yes.
Yeah.
Unless it seems like he really hates McKenna, then perhaps I'll use that to gain favor. But good point.
Yeah. Other than that, I think you're free reign.
Oh, lucky me. All right. I'll see you back here. Are we all going to sleep in the same room, sort of cuddle up?
I might
Cuddle?
just
No.
see if I can get another one.
All
If,
right.
if me and Graven will just come back together.
I'll stay.
Probably
and
want
stay with
another
me.
I'll
one.
stay in our smelly room then. But I'll see you back then. All right. And I'll sort of is Safira still chatting with Len?
She is, yes.
Okay, cool. I'll try and catch her eye as I'm leaving. Just give her like a.
Sure, you do so. She kind of sees you.
All right. So I'll start making my way over to Botter.
Around heads.
That guy with the gray robe still going around?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Who Anthony thinks he is. Does that help Graven's?
I'm gonna say he has a
Yeah.
ring of familiarity to him, but without sort of seeing him up close, or maybe it's hard to you don't get that sense.
Before we're all still here.
Except for Erland.
Oh, Erland's gone.
as well.
Does anyone recognize and I'll kind of not
Yes.
do one of those.
Subtly.
The gentleman in the robe who's visiting.
I do. Nobody recognizes him. Who's left?
You son of a bitch.
You asked earlier, man.
Do you want me to go talk to him?
No, I can't place him.
I
May have been somebody that we.
We
I
can
need
chat.
to ask someone where this neighborhood is if you want me to ask him.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Great. I'll go over to him.
Okay, so she starts walking. Is everyone else?
I'll stay here for a
Yeah.
second.
Okay, because they're hanging back. Before we find out what Niels Vargas and the other man have to say, that is where we'll take a brief break.
Whoa.
Thank you so much for joining us as always. We had a little bit of catching up to do as the group finally reunites
Oh my
as
gosh.
one
Why are you
and
so
putting some of the
stinky?
pieces together of literally putting the pieces together and pieces falling apart of the
How dare.
squishy
And finding
bag.
pieces.
Pieces everywhere.
As always, thank you
Pieces,
guys so much for
pieces.
joining us. We'll take a brief break. There's a video during the break video that sort of is a look back on the last episode. If you need a little refresher as to what's going on.
Nice. Comrade Tortel resub for 24 months.
Whoa!
Thank you so much.
2
Very appreciated, friend.
years.
Thank you.
Wow.
2 years. Holy bonkers. All right.
Amazing.
That's
Thank you guys so much. We'll be
Oh,
right
and
back.
wait, sorry, somebody did bits. Stop.
Oh, God.
Oh no, that's when my app crashed. Was it Banished Raven? I think it was
It's Banished Raven, it's Banished
that did- He did 1,000 bits, so thank you very, very,
Thank
very
you.
much.
1600 bits.
1600.
You deserve that. At what point was that? Those bits
Bitties,
handed
bitties,
out?
bitties.
I think it's when I won.
It's probably when my app crashed because I don't have it on my
It's
thing.
when Safira vomited. He was like, bits?
Don't give us
We
bits
have
for that.
vomit stream
Don't
now.
encourage.
No.
We'll be right back, and we'll catch you guys on the other side.
Yay.
Welcome back, everybody, to chapter 82 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
Oh.
Yep.
At the Upa Ale House, we
So
follow
laundry list.
Graven as he wanders over in the direction of the gray-robed sort of man.
I'm
No,
not
it's
going.
me.
We follow Beezaura as she
This is
wanders
my
over
story, actually.
I would recognize him.
in the direction of the gray-robed man. Seems to be sort of just chatting politely with some of the people from table to table, and you catch little snippets as he starts to approach. You hear him say kind of, bless you on this day. And the Lakafu, you speak to all and ask for nothing. He's sort of, and some of the, you get kind of mixed reactions. Some people kind of give him a polite kind of nod and smile. You get a couple little eye rolls as people sort of hear having a drink, a bite to eat, not sort of wanting to be spoken to by sort of religious figures. They're sort of moving about. So you hear little snippets of that as he's moving back and forth quietly from table to table.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Hi.
God's bless you.
Oh,
Bless your
thank you.
journey and your
You-
day.
You too.
Thank you.
I was just wondering, do you know where the area of Lepatro is?
Yes, I am not from here originally, but I'm happy to impart what little I know.
Oh, thank you.
Lepatro is on the north end of the river, but south from here. The houses start to get a little closer together. That's how you'll know that you're in the neighborhood.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. You said you're not from here. Where are you from?
Originally from south, from Runchupa, although I've traveled quite a bit, I'm happy to say, on behalf of the Lakafuyu, who
Ah,
hope to be building a temple here in Navikapura. We'll hope that you stop by sometime.
sure. You've been so helpful telling me where to go. I really appreciate that.
Just a small bit of help, I suppose.
If I stop by when it's finished, what is your name?
Hamish Wyland.
Hamish. Sorry, my paper.
We're not near completion or anything of that sort. For now, I am simply content to be among good people here in Navikapura. I know that they are wary of outsiders, so I do not wish to establish a church under that sort of pretense, so I hope first to gain their favor and then to start the temple. And that way, I hope that more people will come join our cause.
That is a smart way to go about it, I would say.
Thank you. And you are?
My name is Beezaura.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to
The
meet you.
Lakafu you speak to all and ask for nothing, so
Well, thank you, and I will see you around.
bless you. Turn. So also just for the purposes of, I think it's on a couple of the maps, but this is the area of Lepatro. These like closely packed houses sort of near the river there. So you're up here at the ale house.
Okay.
And this is Lepatro.
Okay. And you said that was north, right?
No, so the north side of the river. This
Oh,
is
north
where
side of the
that's
river.
at,
Okay.
yeah.
And it wouldn't take that long to walk there, right?
I mean, the whole township is not that big.
Right.
20 minutes to
Not
walk.
as long as the poop pipe.
The poop pipe is long.
The shorter trip.
From here to Lepatro is shorter than the Poupe.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Poop pipe is long.
Sorry.
Dark
Long
and
and
full of
strong.
mysteries.
Okay, and I'll head back.
Sure.
So, well, I found out where I need to go, but his name is Hamish Wyland. Sorry. He's part of the Lakafuyu. They're creating a temple here.
Oh,
Do you remember?
yeah. Father?
Seems about the right age.
What?
They're trying to open oh gosh. Back when we rescued Jillian, there was the Lakafuyu ceremony in the river.
Uh-huh.
Somebody
I remember.
put
Yeah,
that-
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that
No,
feather flowers on my
can't.
head.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, no, I remember that.
Oh, well, apparently, I think that man she just spoke to is the son of that man who like cut his hand and put it in the water.
Oh, weird.
Small world, I
Bit
suppose.
of an extreme family. Okay.
Do you think the Wakafuyu would know about the other location? Because they're so anti-you?
You know what? That's
When
not
you put it that way, yes.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Yes, they might.
I mean, you are somewhat endeared to them, right?
They like young people.
I mean, then she knows how to do the. You know how to do the little.
They're like babies.
You know, you've gone to the churches.
I think
Well, sure, yes.
hers is more of the faith of a different faith.
No, I know. I'm just saying that maybe. If
Just
we were
because
gonna
I am
send
a
someone
religious
to
person that I would-
talk to, I wouldn't send you. is what I'm
Sometimes
saying.
one religion doesn't always get along with the other religions.
No, I understand, but I'm not saying you come up to them saying, I'm a religious little princess, and that's not, I don't,
wow.
that's exactly
Right.
the way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
Right, no, you think I am the best candidate of us four to go and talk to this man.
probably it's not me, not it, I'm not doing it.
Okay. Really quickly, I have a question for you. Did, in all of this talk about metallic attunement, did they specifically mention if whoever, again, let's say a toe ring, if whoever is wearing this ring has the spell to their capabilities or is taken over by the spell?
They already.
Or did they not know?
Neither. It attunes you to the item.
So it's a
Oh, I
specific metal for that item.
Yeah. So
I see.
if the item granted you the use of the spell, it would do that. If the item was, in some way, if the magic in the item caused something to happen to you,
Yeah.
that would happen. So it's
A healing
neither.
metal,
Are
perhaps.
there any spells in
Well,
the
it could be
relevant
any
chapter
kind of
that are
attunement.
control related?
Well, that's pretty much the entire school of magic is manipulation in a way. I was originally thinking that whoever wore the ring would have.
What if
a
it keeps them from
capability.
talking?
What if it keeps mutants from disobeying?
Well, that would be powerful indeed.
What if that's what they're
we
trying
haven't
to
certainly
accomplish?
seen that be accomplished successfully before. I mean, they did not have that kind of control of
Well,
the mutants at the camp.
Right, but we don't think we have no
No, I'm
reason
not
to
saying
assume
that.
that they
But I
also
mean,
know-
it's possible for
We
sure.
also know two people that had it who weren't mutants.
Right.
Only one person who was a mutant that did have it. So
Right, but what if they're trying to find candidates? One of the main problems for McKenna
They
is
could have
that he can't
volunteered
control
for
the
experiments.
beasts. So
well, I don't think anybody can except for the Lemonade Man.
right, but what if this was an attempted solution?
I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't attempt to find a solution to basically a biological weapon that's extremely powerful. Why
Well,
wouldn't you try?
But again, I think you're
Regardless,
getting
let's-
away from the only place that mutants originate,
Yeah.
we know of, is that place in the mountains.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is, there's a possibility McKenna is connected to that place in the mountains, and he's maybe
Yes.
no, he's almost certainly connected. But there's a possibility he's sending candidates. What if they're volunteering? What if they think they're going to become some kind of a super soldier? I mean, that's certainly what I first heard about myconid extract, was that it makes you more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And I know quite a few young men who would have taken that up. I mean,
Well, if you go to Butez and you ask him questions and he seems like he would be giving up information, if you can safely for yourself discern if it is an ability that people are granted when they wear this thing, or if it's like an effect put upon
I
put
don't know
upon
if I'd
them.
ask him. I mean, I don't know how
That's right.
directly
Please
you can
just
ask.
judge, because he's not really an open book. But I don't know what kind of connections you've made since being here, or if you have any. I don't know if he's Gentle Void favor.
What
you
I
know.
thought, actually, Orba, you had planned to get a tattoo, right? And you were
Yeah.
planning on using that crystal dust, weren't you?
Yeah.
I think that's a good opportunity to ask him about it. Have you ever done anything
Well,
like this before?
I already
As
asked
he
him.
has.
I already asked him about. I thought maybe if you could get a tattoo with myconid extract in it, that it would yield the same thing as that perpetuating wall of force we saw, where a caster could like easily cast something if there was extract in their skin, and he feigned ignorance, even though he's done the very same thing almost, but with a different material
He
for a
either
different
feigned
purpose.
ignorance or is saying, you know.
Right.
I just don't want to mislead. Those are not the same processes happening.
Right, but there's an infusion of like a magical substance of some kind into the skin for casting, possibly. Who knows? It's a vague connection.
Okay. No, I didn't want
tried to invent metallic attunement and you didn't come up with it.
Right.
I just don't want to
Right.
imply that is what you sauld, or that someone's like.
You
that's
could.
sort
So
of
you're
quite-
saying to ask him if putting the special metal in someone's skin has to be...
Maybe ask him about it broadly.
No,
Maybe
wait,
say
hold on.
something I'm looking for.
What were you going to say?
I just want to clarify that if it's something... I don't know how to say it without just literally saying the same words.
That's okay.
Like if attuning to a certain piece through the metal that's put in their skin is something that's positive or negative, basically.
Less so that, and more so like I'm wearing this ring now, I can do this thing, or I'm wearing this ring now, my mind is controlled because there's a spell in it. No?
I would say...
I just imagine that he would be on the opposite end of knowing that. He's the one who
he has to
gives
know-
them the ability to do it, and McKenna is the one who comes along and...
We're looking for the wrong information from him. The right information from him is who comes in and gets the tattoos.
Yes.
If we can figure out, if you can say, look, who comes round here asking with this weird metal, who comes in here and asks for this tattoo? If he'll give us that information, that'll give us at least something. We know
Other
that
than
it's probably...
McKenna.
We know, other than... I mean, McKenna himself, I would wager to bet, actually, if we could find out, I bet he doesn't have one of these.
Well, no, not McKenna himself.
No,
maybe,
but I'm sure he sends his guys from the shore ports. I would like to know from Butez, because he might know this. Did they come in for any... Is there anything odd about them afterwards? Does he see them around town? I mean, I don't know. That's the information he'd have, though. He doesn't
did they
maybe know what
disappear?
he's doing.
Well, he might have to know what he's doing. I would imagine it's...
Well, I guess.
I would say maybe try to find out if whomever comes in for the tattoo thinks or believes that being attuned to the ring or something else is a positive thing, although it could be a negative because someone is controlling them.
They might not even know that they're having this kind of thing done to them.
I would
true.
just tread lightly, go asking what you are going to ask, and maybe
Which is also a
perhaps-
topic that I
That's
can't...
true. What if that puts her in a bit of danger? What
It's all very sticky,
I'm confident that whatever information you glean from him through your own questions that you're looking
Yes,
for,
it will
be valuable.
Yes.
It could be
It will
that
provide information, hopefully, on all fronts.
yeah.
what if Butez gets a message ahead of time from McKenna saying, I'm sending so-and-so to come get, something from you. I mean, I would
It
assume
could
that
be
there has to be
anything,
some
that's the
kind of
thing.
knowledge of... If they're all getting the same tattoo...
What if you went in there and said, McKenna sent me, give me the toe one?
Well,
So
I don't know if you want that in
She
you.
kind of tried that. Well, not McKenna specifically. You do what you think is best because it's your body in that shop with that crazy looking guy.
Didn't know he was crazy looking, but sure.
Pretty intimidating. He's covered in tattoos.
That's also an option, but I'll think about it.
Okay,
Exactly is the right approach.
I trust you.
Many delicate topics have to be discussed with him, so
Okay,
it'll
Be
happen.
all right. Just wanted that.
Thank
thought
you.
out there. Yeah.
Good luck.
First, I have to go try
Yeah, are
to
you
find
going to
Tom
the
Chase.
party?
Yeah.
Tonight.
We are all
On
staying here at
Butez
the
poop.
alehouse, yes?
I'll be
Yeah, I
here.
thought so.
I'll get another room so I don't disturb them.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Alright.
Are you going with Beezaura? Is that the...
Yeah.
Yeah, just let us know.
Are you letting him come with you?
Yes.
Let us know when you're back so we know that you made it safe.
You're gonna
That's
try
my buddy.
to speak to Mr. Wiley.
Oh yes, would you like me to do that before you leave?
No. But
Okay.
just let me know how it goes.
Yeah, of course.
Graven, would you like me to secure another room now, or just do it when we get back?
It's through the... I imagine
Oh,
it's
yeah,
through
it's
the lady
Soteria.
of the... Oh, he's not
Or,
here.
or one of the
I'm
bars.
looking at Erland.
There's
He's
room
not-
rates
yeah.
on the wall behind the bar.
Okay.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Okay, I'll go and.
So you flag again. It's that young man. Oh, you guys didn't see him, but the young man that was there filling in for Safira when she's not at the bar. Can I get you something?
Just wanted to reserve a room for tonight.
Concert night. We're full up.
Darn.
If somebody checks out tonight, I'll try and let you know.
All right.
gonna be everyone.
Well, sounds good. Looks like we might have to stay in the room with the others.
Well,
But
lay a clothespin.
It'll be cozy.
we can check back when we get back tonight.
Or maybe outside.
That's fine too.
Okay. You guys stick to the bar. Orba and Safira, what are you guys doing
Alright.
here as they start to depart?
I was gonna go talk to that Lakafuyu man.
Yeah, I'll wait down here with you, just,
Okay. All right.
Doing your job.
Just watching Orba.
Right here. Right here.
On the clock.
Always. Safira is so happy.
Back in Dienst, with the purple and deep red brick buildings around it,
This is gonna go so poorly.
Yep.
you retrace your steps to the narrow dwelling that juts out, kind of like it's vying for attention. Warm lantern light already glowing in the windows. And the windows are open on the second floor where faint trails of colored steam kind of waft up towards the sky. Evidently, Mr. Bogus has a new batch of potions brewing. But it doesn't seem to be keeping him from running the main shop. You can see the well-dressed, mustached man through the window, organizing a row of bottles on a shelf along the back wall. So it's lit on the interior. I mean, it's sort of late to be calling on a shop, but he doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem like you'd be waking him. So sort of approach it on it.
Just lightly, can I test the door? Is it unlocked or?
Sure. I mean, that would make noise.
No, yeah, that's
but,
fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem locked. Yeah.
Sort of crack it.
And he sort of turns to me.
So, excuse me.
I'm Niels Bogus. Welcome to. You look familiar.
We met yesterday. Yes.
Please come in. I'm normally not always awake at this hour.
Come in. Yes, I saw you earlier at the concert, the Bernice Yord concert.
Yes, it was a lovely show. I'm trying to make up for some of the time I lost.
Oh yes. What are you brewing?
Oh, just a new batch of potions, a couple of vulnerability potions. It's always exciting.
I'm unfortunately calling rather late, not with good news, with some perhaps very bad news.
Oh?
I'm a bounty hunter from out of town. Obviously, I'm not from here.
Yes.
And I was recently contracted to help Avavarius at the graveyard.
All right. Yes, of course. I know Avavarius.
The what do you call your community's sort of burial ritual where you create a room?
The Fernoga Vigotri.
Yes. He was having trouble with the Fernoga Vigotrio, and there was some sort of creature that was inside, and
It's terrible.
yes, and
And
unfortunately,
you come to say that the Fernoga Vigotri was destroyed in some way.
it was damaged a little bit.
That's terrible news. I'll have to see to it that my parents' burial chambers are restored.
Yes, the creature that I have reason to believe that your sister, or perhaps half-sister, was responsible for the damage.
No.
Annika,
That's impossible.
have you seen Annika recently?
Not recently, no. She works over at the port, so that's nonsense.
When have you last seen your sister?
I suppose a month.
The creature that we killed in the burial grounds, we believe was your sister with some sort of unexplainable affliction.
What?
We found the creature in your parents' burial area. Sort of
You believe
mourning.
because this creature is in the burial area?
Also, though deformed, bear a striking resemblance to your elven sister.
And you know this how? You know what my sister looks like?
I saw your parents' burial ground, and there's a portrait of her as a young woman.
And Avavarius confirmed this.
Varys did not confirm that it was your sister.
He would know what my sister looks like. You didn't check with him.
No, as I said, the creature was quite deformed, and I thought that since she had some sort of affliction, it best not to tell anyone until I tell you.
The absurdity of his
Did your sister
assertions has reached new heights.
Did your sister have a tattoo on her toe?
I don't know. What proof have you brought? You bring this to me in the night with just an outsider's word that someone you've never met.
What sort of proof do you want? We have the head of the creature, but it was
You have the head of the creature.
rather deformed, and I don't think you'd be able to identify your sister from how it had decayed. I tell you this because it's not the first time I've seen this sort of affliction on someone. I'm familiar with what it looks like when it afflicts people. I'm familiar with the changes it makes.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh.
14.
To my knowledge, my sister is alive and well. I have seen nothing from you that would change my mind in that regard.
Are you familiar with organic alchemy?
No.
Does that seem true?
Make an insight.
23.
It doesn't seem true.
It seems like he's lying?
Yes.
Well, a now sort of embarrassed professor at the Halls of Transmutation in Grimari. Have you heard of Grimari?
I've heard the name, yes.
All right. Well, he posited that organic alchemy was possible.
Get to your point. What are you trying to tell me?
The point I'm trying to make is I believe that, I don't quite know how, but I believe that your sister changed from the elven girl that you knew into some sort of mistake. And I believe you know what organic alchemy is, Niels, and now is not the time to play dumb. I'm telling you this both because I assume that you don't want this getting out, and also because I'm worried that I may be afflicted with a similar thing, and that you might be able to help me. Or I might be able to help you bring to justice whoever has done this to your sister.
What is this?
What is what? I'm telling you that I believe your sister is dead.
Did Mr. Yu or Mr. McKenna send you?
I have no idea who Mr. Yu is, and I've only heard the name McKenna. What do you believe they have to do with this?
I think I'd like you to leave.
If there's any way you can help me, I'd be willing to help you.
And in what way do you possibly conceive that you could help me with my supposed sister already dead?
Well, you're clearly very angry, and you might want brought to justice whoever did this to her.
And you could do that?
Yes.
Make a persuasion check.
14.
Get out.
I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna use Breathe Earth,
Okay.
and I'm gonna sort of look at him, and I'm gonna take a big inhale and sort of try and conjure the elements.
Okay.
And it's gonna put me over my sepsis.
Okay.
God.
So
you have to do
He's done
the
this
I sure
before.
do.
To like prove a point.
Yeah, it was
Because
exactly.
it changes, it makes him look sort of pale and sickly.
Who did he try to do?
I did it with I forget his name, but the druid in
Back in-
in Tuk-Tuk. So I have to roll a d12 here,
You roll 2d12.
2d12
Oh
now,
shit, yeah,
And
you're
you
the
get to
thing!
pick the affliction that afflicts
yeah.
her.
or a 4.
This is exciting.
So the way it works is he has when he goes over his sort of sepsis level, which causes sort of mutations in the body, he can control it to a certain degree, so he can pick between two afflictions. You can read the two afflictions just so we know what you're choosing from.
Yeah, I'm choosing between.
You can just read the negative ones.
I'm choosing between osteoporosis. Whenever you take damage of a physical type, you take 1 additional damage. In addition, every time you hit an enemy with an unarmed strike, you take 1 bludgeoning damage.
So it makes your bones feel sort of very brittle
Or
and frail.
That makes sense.
keratoconus. You lose your dark vision and have disadvantage on all sight-based perception attacks. You cannot target
Vitamin A.
creatures size small or smaller. I'm gonna choose.
I knew that was gonna be eyes. I knew it.
I'm gonna choose osteoporosis.
Okay. Neither of those have a visual change. The act of going over sepsis does, but neither of
Yes,
those.
I assume that if I were to punch something with osteoporosis, you might see like more damage in my hand.
It's possible. I mean, it can
Yeah.
certainly look like it's hurting.
Owie! It really
Aren't you getting in a
hurt.
fist fight tomorrow?
If I go to sleep, it goes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when is
When he goes down below his maximum.
Yeah.
So don't
Let's
do
hope
that.
you-
So I'm gonna sort of do that and
Great. So he
sort of
watches
start
through
showing
you
this
see
changing.
a little bit of sort of horror mixed with fascination, maybe kind of watching over his face. Certainly, what you're doing doesn't seem inherently threatening, but he does take
No.
a step back, kind of a little bit.
I believe that I have the same thing as your sister, so I have an active interest in helping you. And I know that you know what organic alchemy is.
What are you proposing?
I'm proposing first that you start being honest with me.
We're not going to start there.
All right. Then I'll ask you the question. Who do you believe is responsible, truly responsible, for the death of your sister? And let's talk about them first.
Bring me some proof of my sister's supposed death. Or let me speak to Avavarius. Then we'll talk.
All right. All right. I'll see you in an hour. Maybe less.
Exit out the door. You close the door behind you, and you kind of look back for a moment, and you see the lights going. It seems like he's blowing out some of the candles in the place.
So bad.
And the final light kind of goes out, and then you hear a... like it sounds like something was kind of thrown against the wall or on the floor, like a glass.
Okay, is there only one exit to that building? As
Yeah,
far as I know?
as far as you know, just the front.
Okay, I want to
On
try
the
and
first
at
floor.
least for, let's call it, how far of a walk is it from here back to the inn?
5 to 10 minute walk,
Great.
somewhere between 5 to 10
I will wait 15 minutes in a sort of hiding place to see if he leaves.
Okay. Give me a perception check. You didn't choose the vision-based one, right?
I did not choose a vision. 19.
You bamboozled.
Matt's
you
like, you
100.
died.
You wait a little bit of time. You wait the 15 minutes, and no one emerges from the building, but you do see at one point sort of... It's hard to tell because the light's on the interior out, but it does seem like he approaches one of the windows and reaches up to grab the curtains and goes to close them. And as you see him, like the light kind of coming in from the moon off of the window, and it seems like sort of tears streak down his face as he closes the curtains. That's all you see as he closes all of the curtains around them.
So after waiting 15 minutes, I'll start. I'm still wearing my fucking fancy clothes. I'll try and stick to out of lights and sort of try and walk as best I can quietly get back to the...
Yeah, it's also, again, in Navikapura, because there aren't, like, formal streets as much, it's not like going through Mukmur Tuktu where, like, it's easy to stick to the shadows.
I don't have to,
it's
like...
not as, like, well lit. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll make my way back.
Alright. You guys work your way toward the north bank of the river, tucked out of sight from some of the more notable Naupa landmarks, such as the alehouse, Dienst, or the streets, the estates bordering the farmland. And you very quickly find yourself in a tightly packed Lepatro neighborhood. At first, it seems hard to distinguish from just kind of being the southern end of Beaumurder, which is a little further north where the alehouse is. Except that the architecture has shifted rather abruptly, shoddier in their workmanship. And all of a sudden, you feel very much in a, not quite a slum, but an impoverished area. The buildings, again, very close, and the shops, they're not open at the moment, but it looks like there's just kind of tents or awnings set up outside that would display wares of foods or whatever that is. There's a couple people milling about, kind of either with a lantern or a torch, kind of moving throughout the streets, and their clothing's very, very simple tunics. And the basic construction of the homes, it gives you the impression that this could be a good chunk of Naupa's agricultural labor force. People that work the many fields that you saw on your approach and around the place, but don't actually own pieces of them, meaning that their income is more about sustaining or, surviving more than it is saving or working their way towards something bigger. Both of you give me perception checks.
9.
9.
As you guys kind of look around,
Perception's been real off lately.
immediately as you guys are moving into this neighborhood, there's a few people around, and you're already getting very suspicious looks, even more so than what you're kind of accustomed to in Navikapura. People can immediately tell based on what you're wearing, sort of the equipment, the armor that you're carrying, the armor that you're carrying, that not only do you not belong, but they know you're here for a reason that isn't, to see, so they can tell that you're here for maybe not a reason they want you to be here. You get a lot of kind of suspicious eyes, and you see a couple people that even kind of nudge each other and kind of look you up and down at your nice armor. Sort of twirling kind of beards and mustaches as they track you through the streets here.
What was the name again?
Moreno.
Moreno?
His last name. He's renting a house here. I guess I have to ask someone, but I'm not so sure who's going to be the friendliest.
First name?
Colt.
Colt Moreno. There seems to be a couple of people.
People watching you move through the street.
Maybe one of the ones that didn't look like they were. Is there a couple like that around? Let's go.
There's one guy who's
Go
kind
around to
of
him.
next to a wash basin that seems to be kind of cleaning out a tunic and just watches you approach.
Good evening.
We're looking for Colt Moreno.
What's it worth to you?
2 gold.
Changed
I
his
really
life.
want to know what Beezy had in her head.
Entire life.
10 gold.
You do one, I'll do the other.
I got it.
Even though he's holding like 70 of mine still in his pocket.
Like 30. Sorry. I give him 2 gold.
Thank you.
Sort of snatches it away from you, and he checks, and he looks like he kind of holds it over near where Erland is, just to make kind of check and see if you're not. Yeah, to kind of check and make sure you're not handing him like a false coin or something. Checks it. And he points. There's a little single-story house kind of squeezed between 2 shops. Maybe that during the daytime might be people milling about, selling their wares. No exterior windows, nor a path that leads up to the door, but there is a chimney on the backside, so it does appear that someone might be occupying this sort of depressingly enclosed shack. Maybe someone who doesn't mind being tucked away, out of sight.
Anyone else you need to find?
No.
Just turn and walk.
You turn and walk. And as you're walking, you hear kind of shuffling footsteps behind you, and you very much get the sense that there's people like tracking your movement. Just kind of keeping a distance for now, but you can see like shadows shifting as one person kind of steps and looks around one building at you guys. Another one kind of walks up to the wash basin that the other guy was on. You could see him lean down and whisper, maybe like asking what you asked him.
Let's maybe be quick about this.
Okay.
And you go in, give me your shield, and I'll stand out front.
Sure.
You can go up.
Walk up to the door. There's that narrow single-story house.
Knock on the door.
Kind of looking around as you do so. You hear the sliding of an interior wooden kind of latch or lock. Might be barricading the entrance from the inside. And the door cracks open. There's a little bit of light on the inside. It takes a bit of effort from the person inside as the ill-fitting door frame kind of catches on the thin, shoddy planks, that when he pries it loose, it makes that kind of like noise, that kind of like ill-fitting in the frame. You see a dwarven man in his 30s, blonde of hair, middle parted, and one of his arms is severed just below the elbow, though he's clearly found a way to make the most of his injury, as several leather straps and some clever craftsmanship has affixed a kind of small crossbow to the end of it that looks like it's been outfitted to fire small circular metal blades instead of bolts. There's a kind of tube or cartridge sticking out perpendicular to his arm that looks like it feeds the blades into this kind of thing. So the firing mechanism, presumably it allows him to fire multiple of them in quick succession.
Nice.
And he makes sure that you get a good look at the intricacy of this device as he sticks it directly in your face, just inches away from your nose.
You must be at the wrong place. That's no good reason for anyone to be calling on me here.
I think I'm just where I need to be.
Talk quick, or you'll have metal rattling around inside your skull.
Oh.
I seem to think we have a friend in common.
I doubt it.
Do you know someone named Pindle?
Maybe.
Mind if we have a chat?
We're having one right now. So far, no good.
Well, I know that you're in search of something, just like I am.
And immediately as you say that, you've piqued his interest a little bit, and his eyes sort of flick to your knapsack, your pockets.
Oh.
Is that right?
It is. How's your journey going?
Good. How's yours?
It's going well. Have you gotten what you needed from here?
Not yet.
Are you close?
Maybe.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Ooh.
I'm close
Nat
enough
20.
where I'm. Oh my god. I'm hearing all this.
Yeah,
This
you
is
can hear
all
this
I'm
conversation. It's
hearing.
quiet, but you can hear this conversation. And are you looking out towards the street, or?
Well,
are you...
I was. Yes, I'm keeping an eye out, but obviously when he started with that, I
Yeah, sure.
got eyes on him too.
Nat 20. You get a sense from his voice that he's putting on a little bravado, but that he might. You don't know if he's necessarily close or not, but that you do get the sense that he might be frustrated with the progress that he's making. That maybe it's just sort of, if he's not close, just something's preventing him from quite, completing the task.
Well, I know why you want to get the pieces. And I just want to let you know that he also promised me freedom of my family. But he went back on his word no matter what I did. So I wouldn't trust him, even though you're doing your best.
That sounds an awful lot like you trying to get me out of the game.
Well, I honestly am. But you do what you want, but I just want you to know that even if you do stick with it and go through all the suffering of getting those pieces, it may not even work out the way you want.
Thanks for your advice.
Are you already free from him? Even if you don't get the pieces, are you still able to be you?
It's not me I'm worried about.
And you're willing to risk your life?
Yeah. You came here to ask me that.
Well, I'm the only one left for me to survive by. So I'm also willing to do whatever it takes to get the pieces.
Whatever it takes, you say. Can't say I like the sound of that.
Put that down.
Walk away, big man.
How's the activity around? The
There's
other
people lurking. They can tell that you're keeping an eye on them, so they're kind of keeping their distance at the moment, but you get the sense that there's some antsy people sort of, if you look the other way, some people might sort of...
Beezaura, if there is another request that you need, I would make it otherwise.
What does that mean? What kind of request?
I cast Hold Person on him.
There he is.
What kind of saving throw is
There
It
he
is
I didn't even get, I was like,
Wisdom saving throw.
What do you mean?
4.
He fails.
Just couldn't.
Immediately, I'm gonna reach into my bag and hand the manacles to her and turn my back so that I kind of cover up the whole area to kind of cover this all up.
and if the door is open enough that I can bust it open,
Yeah, so you can push through it, yeah.
and I'm gonna wrap.
So he's got one arm out and kind of one down by, so you can put one on and then go around the back side of him
Yeah.
and grab the other one.
Yeah.
Do so. He's gonna make a contested. Does he automatically fail?
So the condition that he's in now is
His current condition.
His current condition.
Critical.
Paralyzed.
paralyzed. Yeah,
It sucks to be me.
for up to a minute.
automatically fail strength save. Yeah, okay, so he's gonna automatically fail. So it takes basically one action's worth to wrap the manacles, cuff it, get around the back, and cuff the other one. But now he gets to save again, right? Because on the end
6
of each of
seconds,
his
yeah.
12.
Fail.
Fails again. So hold there. So what do you want to do?
Search him.
Okay, make a investigation check as you pat him down.
18.
18. You pat him up and down. He looks like he has a small coin purse in one of his pockets.
Oh shit.
He can understand you. He can't speak, but he can understand you.
Do you have pieces in this house?
He also
Can't move or speak.
He can only speak like faltering. He wouldn't be able to understand what he says.
I either kill you, or you go free and let me get those pieces from Molifair.
He's gonna make another saving throw. 13.
It matches.
It matches. So
yeah.
He passes.
If I feel that, I'll come over and I'll try to grab his arm, like
Okay, you
just
try to grab
like bear hug him.
Great. So he's bound by the shackles, which doesn't prevent him, from operating the arm that's loose.
Oh,
so
no.
you're trying to grab that arm. So this is gonna be a contested athletics check, which he's gonna make with
Kill him?
disadvantage because of the
We're
shackles.
gonna have to just kill him.
12.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Great. Graven grabs it, and you grab the arm, and you can hear the of the mechanism, and into the floor, one of those little metal discs kind of sticks into the floor as it sort of fires as you're pulling him.
Can I put a hand over his mouth as well?
Sure, you can do so
Yeah.
briefly. Yeah.
We just either search this place or we don't have a lot of time here.
I'm gonna just start searching the drawers.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I don't have any pieces in here with me. Anything I've acquired has already been sent off to CSP-8 in Pachacama. Does that address sound familiar to you?
Yes.
It does. It's
Yeah.
Baron Vindal's
Yeah.
address in Pachacama.
Yes.
Then you know I'm not lying.
How many did you send already?
4.
Okay,
He's gonna pull. He's gonna make another attempt. He's still with disadvantage.
So just
another
athletics.
Ooh, 14.
19.
Okay. Pulls one arm, and once again, into the ceiling. Another one of those.
what do you have to do for Molifair?
Fuck you.
I'm gonna give him an unarmed strike.
Go ahead. Attack with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
Yeah, because he's back.
Somehow my channel better.
I know.
11 to hit.
Just wait till
11
I
hits.
for you, Chad.
He's not wearing any armor at the moment.
3 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
What do you have to do?
And he kind of looks at both of you, and for a moment you get the sense that despite everything, he doesn't want to die here.
Percival's got a couple of problems that need seeing to. One involves sniffing out a saboteur. He thinks there's someone trying to fuck with the Molifair projects in Vikapura. He wants it stopped. Something happened in the Steeder Way. There was something else too. And the other problem, there was a Molifair ship that got caught in a terrible storm a couple weeks back. Crashed near the Isthmus of Rikra on its way from Dillasoon. Apparently contained some precious cargo. Recovery attempts have failed. There's apparently some creatures that have infested the shipwreck. And he wanted the goods gotten back.
You were gonna do that by yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
Anything else?
Who are you asking?
you.
The only thing I have left to say is that I saw your sympathy act coming a mile away, you fucking little shit.
Another unarmed strike. Non-lethal unarmed strike.
Give me an attack.
I was like, my flail comes out and Graven just hits him like,
No, non-lethal. With advantage again.
Specifically lethal.
Yeah, inflict wounds specifically.
If it's lethal, I'll send it back.
13 to hit.
13 hits.
It's another 3 bludgeoning. He's still
He's still conscious,
yeah.
yeah.
Shows us then.
Don't insult her again.
He's gonna try and make an athletics
Oh
attack.
my god, dude, why?
18.
21.
Oh my god!
He pulls the
So
arm up
that
and
ass
Graven
would've
grabs it.
Oh my
and
god!
Another
I'm
blade
embarrassed
just goes
for
flying
him,
across the
honestly.
room.
This is rough.
This is rough
kill
for
him?
him.
Easy.
Yes or no?
I won't beg for mercy.
Oh my god. Just back from mercy. Fucking god damn it.
I need my freedom. Do it.
The mace this time.
Okay. Make it with
Or,
advantage.
Oh
do
my
I
god!
Have, do I have a spell?
I mean, I can do it too.
Yeah, just with the mace.
Okay.
With advantage.
Yep.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Go ahead. So 6 damage? Because it's 3 double.
Well, no, with the mace, it's
Oh, with the mace. Sorry.
one
sorry,
d-
sorry,
it's
sorry. That was just
d6
not
plus 2.
Yep.
He's gonna shoot me in the head.
1.
1. So double.
So 2, 4 bludgeoning.
4 bludgeoning damage. Great. Hits him with the mace, and he sort of tucks down and he tries to roll across the floor. He's gonna make another attempt to get out at this moment.
Oh, please get out.
Ooh, 18 again. Even with this-
21 again.
Oh my Graven grabs him. He's gonna this time try and pull his arm down and fire. He's gonna do it with disadvantage, but he's gonna try and fire one of the blades at Graven.
Stop
Okay.
And you're not armored, right?
Nope,
This is a 11 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. So the blade goes out. He's barely aiming it. He's just trying to get it loose as much as he can, and it manages to graze you as you go by.
Sorry.
You take 8 slashing damage as
Ooh,
the
how much would
blade
that
goes
do?
out.
Will you
and just
give-
cuts you over the top of your shoulder.
Will you
Can I-
give me the mission?
I'm with mace on that arm that just went from like.
Okay. Go ahead. Make
With advantage
with
still?
advantage, yep. He's not loose from the chains. He's just
Right. 14 plus 4 is 18 to hit.
That hits.
So another
Okay.
d6 plus 2, 3, 5 bludgeoning.
5 bludgeoning.
Right on that arm that fired at me.
Great. And you can see that, like, because he doesn't, it's attached to the sort of end of his arm there, you can see the mechanism kind of crack a little bit. It's, like, broken off of his arm, so he can no longer... He lifts it up, and it's, like, hanging loose from the sort of end of the arm there.
And he gives Beezaura kind of one last look there.
Yes or no? Do you give up and survive?
I already gave you the contract.
Oh.
I mean, he told you what it was.
Oh,
There's-
I didn't.
what else
I didn't
do
know
you
if he
need?
was gonna say go for it, even if he told me.
I mean, he already told you what the contract was.
Fine.
Finish it, Beezaura.
What?
We have to kill him now. I'm gonna go for another mace hit.
Okay. With advantage. Is this is not non-lethal? This
Yeah, not non-lethal.
Okay.
23 to hit.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm a monster.
6 bludgeoning.
He kind of crumples down to the floor, and you hear,
Let's get out of here now.
you guys head out the door, and immediately a lot of eyes kind of watching you guys as you head out, and you sort of close the door behind you, and you walk quickly. There's a little bit of blood on your knuckles and on your
Making
mace that you
friends
try and
fast.
sort of obscure from vision, and a couple of people are kind of following along. Some whispers you can hear as you're moving quickly through Lepatro, and you see some people kind of almost looking into the house. What was going on? Some people kind of following you, and you see a couple people that start to kind of stalk you guys from a little bit of a distance, but maybe track where you're headed next, moving quickly.
Can we kind of duck
Like,
and
like go behind a house or something. Like, take
do a
a
couple of quick
roundabout
turns?
Give
way.
me stealth
Yeah.
checks, both of you, as you attempt to kind of lose people.
11.
9.
Nah, you guys are like ducking sort of around a corner.
Just like going in a roundabout way that doesn't really.
If we, let's split up, and then like when we come to like a kind of a crossroads or between two buildings,
Okay.
I'll meet you back at the house, and I'm gonna like split off.
You guys sort of make a T and you
Yeah.
split into two different directions through Lepatro. So you're kind of moving around,
I like
making
that.
sure that no one's following you, and you're moving through sort of between some of the houses that are already very tightly packed together, and you're sort of shuffling through, and Graven gets to one end, and finally you're sort of getting into a point where it's clearing out a little bit, the houses a little wider together, and Beezaura moves through and she gets to the end of these two houses, and someone steps right in front of you.
What are you doing here in Lepatro?
I was coming to see an old friend, but that's about it.
Saw you give 2 gold just to find out where that house was.
Someone I hadn't seen in a while.
Anything else you need?
No, not right now. I might be back tomorrow, though.
Maybe you should think of something else that you need.
Okay.
That way I don't have to take it from you.
Okay. String of murders.
You want a gold?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hand it to him.
He snatches it.
Okay.
I want another one.
Bitch.
Why?
Why not?
Maybe I don't have another one.
I think you do. You look like you can spare it.
Is that what it'll take for me to just get back to where I'm staying?
And you see his eyes kind of flick up, and on the rooftops of one of the buildings, you see someone else kind of peering down into the alley that you're standing in.
If you don't pay me now, looks like you'll be paying others. Best to get out quick.
Fine. One more and you get out of my way. Deal?
Deal.
Take a step to the side first.
No.
I'm gonna hand him the gold.
Okay, do you reach into your coin purse to grab a gold?
Oh no. He's gonna hear it jingle.
I'm tired. I'm not gonna look down at my bag.
Okay.
He's gonna try to get more.
Yes.
I mean, make a sleight of hand check as you attempt to reach in and not kind of jingle the bag.
Oh, shit.
Big jingle.
You had to split up.
Well,
This
guy's just committed a murder!
Commit a murder.
17.
17, you reach carefully in. Pull out one gold piece pretty quietly.
And I'm gonna hand it to him and start walking.
And he reaches and grabs it, and you walk quickly back. You hear some people come. And you after maybe another block, you get to where the houses start to widen out a little bit. Start to make your way
Need
back
a rest.
to the Obey House. We go briefly back to the Upa Ale House,
Okay.
where Beezaura heads over to the man now known
Orba.
as... sorry. Orba heads over.
I'm gonna say, like, wait,
Everybody's
what am I
talking to this guy and just not in
Thank
the
you.
order.
I mean, I guess it had to be
No,
done.
it's not your fault.
No, we're gonna talk about this later. We're gonna talk about this later. Oh my god.
So you find your way over to him, and once again, he's
Yeah.
not talking to anyone in particular.
Whatever.
You see him offering tidings to people here and there, offering
His
a
mother
blessing,
won't
praising the
listen.
gods. You hear him mention the Lakafuyu a couple times. You hear him say, kind of, I hope you'll join us at the Temple of Lakafuyu when we're... So you see him, so you can approach him.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Ah, good evening. Gods bless you. May they bless you in your journey.
Oh, you as well. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm Orba.
Hamish.
Hamish, wonderful. A friend of mine mentioned that you are Lakafuyu, yes?
I am, yes, proudly so. We're hoping to bring a chapter of the Lakafuyu to Navikapura.
Oh, fascinating. How's that going?
Well, I think. I don't know who you spoke to, but as I've mentioned to others, I'm hoping first to garner some good favor among the citizens of Navikapura, and then to start construction on the temple. It's not a good idea to seem like you're forcing your way in here. They don't like that.
Yeah, we've learned similar things from not.
A difficult lesson to learn for some, but I'm happy to spend the time to do so.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Are there more of you here, or are you the one representative for?
Oh, I'm sure there are other Lakafuyu, but I am officially representing the other chapters of the Lakafuyu temples in Tuktu, or in Shupa, Mukmu.
Oh, you're representing all of the temples? Is that what that
More
is?
that I was sent by some of
Oh.
the elders, but I wouldn't say that I represent them all as a whole.
You know, we were traveling from the south, and we passed by Oh goodness, a Lakafuyu ceremony in the water for Lady Pachala.
Yes.
I'm blanking on what that ceremony is called. Or if it has a name.
I'm sure that, was there a name that you were thinking of?
No.
Oh yeah, I don't think there was a name.
Okay.
I thought you were bamboozling
I didn't
me.
know if it was like the Lady of
Max
That.
goes,
I
oh my
don't know.
god.
Not in particular, but I'm so glad you got to witness it.
Yes, I met Solomon Wyland actually.
Solomon Wyland is my father. I'm so glad that you came across him.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, he's based in Mukmu?
Tuktu mostly.
Tuktu, sorry,
yes.
yeah.
A man of great devotion.
Yes, I participated in the ceremony actually.
I'm so glad to hear it. How did you find it?
Oh, we were just traveling north actually. It just happened to
But
be
did you
along the
stay
road.
to watch?
I was escorted into the water, and your father did the thing with his hand, and he put it in the water.
It's a beautiful ceremony.
Yes.
What it represents. I feel strongly that if people would listen to the words as you have with an open mind, there would be many more to our cause every single day, and there are, I believe.
Wonderful. I had a question for you, and now I can't think of what it was. I did have a question for you.
Well, that's all right.
Sorry.
I will,
Oh, yeah. So, you were watching the show?
I was here, yes, lurking around the exterior.
Wonderful voice, no?
She's beautiful, really. It's something to behold.
We also, in our travels, ran into a kind of historian who talked about Damaset and the meddling gods and that entire world. And I noticed in her song she mentioned that Nolan's Woods and another location were these kind of center stones, or I don't know how you would call it.
I'm not sure how much of the songs are grounded in truth.
Oh, less historic and more like mythic?
I think so, or just good stories.
Oh. Have you been to Nolan's Wood?
I have, yes.
And you never got the sense, as a religious man, that it was a, kind of hyperactivity for...
Well, there are people of great faith there, if that's what you mean.
Not Lakafuyu or others?
Some, but I think there is a very strong belief in not only the meddling gods, but their corresponding clerics. Belief that what they do is righteous. And I think that sometimes those people have been misguided to some degree.
Misguided by who?
Well, divine powers are a tricky thing, aren't they? These unique strengths that are bestowed by the gods, they're given by the gods, so who are we to say that they should not be used, right?
Right.
But unfortunately, it is kind of a circular logic, and we of the Lakafuyu hope to someday break that circle. The powers exist because the gods need to prove to us, the mortals, that they are worthy of our worship. But then abuse of said powers, primarily by the clerics, turns many into thinking that the gods are not worthy of worship. Ironically, turns them against the gods. So the gods continue to try and find ways to prove their might, and we continue to be put off by their abuses. Abuses, might, proving, trying to reconcile these two things, it's very difficult. So we believe that if we can get people to show their faith without demanding that the clerics use these powers, there will come to a sort of understanding and balance. That is the primary message of the Lakafuyu. We need not take powers from the gods to believe in their power and their righteous guidance.
Interesting. That seems like a difficult thing to do when the land itself, aside from any of the population of its believers, holds some weight in it, yes?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, in the song she was saying that Nolan's Woods possesses, let's take it at face value, it possesses a power outside of how many people believe or follow specific meddling gods or others. That's a hard thing to snuff out, I suppose?
I've seen no evidence in my travels that that is actually true.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you. Do you know of the other location in the myths and the stories?
The made-up other location? Yeah. I don't know where that is. No.
There's no ideas.
I imagine you'd have to ask the author of the song.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Yeah, I should go talk to her.
Difficult to predict a fiction from the outside.
Ha.
Whoa. Wow.
Okay. Well, it was lovely meeting you.
Yes, you as well. I hope to see you around in Naupa.
Yes, good luck in your ventures.
Thank you very much. A blessing upon you.
You as well. And as Orba turns, she's kind of gonna like roll her eyes a little bit at that guy.
And then go fuck yourself.
Bless you, man.
Bless this.
Yeah, bless you.
Orba grabs her crotch.
Bless this. Just like a real infernal, like,
Classic infernal swear word.
Yeah, let's keep it going. What do we got?
God. That is fun.
So, anything?
No.
Right, okay.
Well, he's the son of the man from the lake that we
The
met.
preacher guy.
Yes, the like officiant, I suppose, is what they seem to be calling themselves.
Bit holier than thou, that crowd.
Yeah, they're not very fun people.
Not at all. No, who comes to a bar and says, "Have you heard the good word"? Not a fan.
That's a tip off.
I
Someone's
believe
being nice and
when we question people, it's possible that people who are actually fans of the meddling gods will be more helpful because he just took it as pure fiction that Nolan's Woods was a powerful.
Oh well, that's useful.
Yeah, not super helpful, like I said, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Really don't
well-
like clerics though. Let me tell you what, they really don't like clerics.
No, they made that known.
But yeah, not helpful.
Okay. Well, I suppose we can ask. I don't know. Other people along the way, if anyone, I mean, Bernice would be ideal.
She would be
honestly.
great. Although I feel like if she doesn't mention it in the song, she might not know what it is. I still think that we could ask Michael Ainsley's father, Donovan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
should we get some sleep though?
probably yes. Should we?
I need to bathe.
Yeah, it's no good.
No.
Should we wait down here for everybody, or should we go upstairs? Do you want to keep an eye
No,
on
you
people?
fancy a bath?
Are there baths here?
There's a wash basin in your room, not like a full bath, but enough to.
That's
where the puke is.
It also smells like a dead head.
Wasn't there a river that they told us about?
The river runs throughout. It's not right nearby, but
We have to go through that town. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
well, the river goes. You don't have to
I guess
go
the
there.
closest
Yeah.
point.
I don't want to go to the
The river's
I don't want to go to the
everywhere.
scary
If
town.
I wanted to like wash
You
my
don't know that's
clothes, though,
Yeah, you don't
would there
know
be
who
any
knows.
way to do that or no?
In the
In
river.
the river?
Or to find a clean wash basin somewhere. I mean, the wash basin was clean when you got there. It's just a little dingy at the moment.
What'd he say?
Presumably, the staff of the place
Right.
replaces the water. Just they haven't yet because you just used it.
Why don't I go up, replace the water in the wash basin, we can have a bath and then go to sleep.
Okay.
Alright, you stay in the room though. It's a rule, I've got to do the rule. It's not even my rule.
I'm sure when Cliff Ironclad said protect me at
No,
all
I'm
costs,
not.
he
No,
didn't mean...
I am not sure. I am not sure. I'm not taking it to mean that.
Alright, so maybe next time I see him, I will clarify, hey Cliff, can I go 20
Well,
feet away?
if he clarifies it to me, then I will stop watching you do whatever. But you, for now, you can stay in the room. It'll take 10. Come on. It's
Okay,
not-
fine, you go
It'll
take
take
a
a minute.
That's fine.
I already left.
As you guys head
Oh, yeah.
up the stairs and to the second floor of the
Yeah.
ale house, there's across the door from your room. There's an elven man who's like fiddling with the key in the door across from you. He looks like he's kind of closing, and there's a bag of stuffed full of clothes next to him.
Oh.
It seems like he might be entering or exiting the room. He's kind of playing with the lock, and you guys approach the door, and you see him kind of turn. Is that your room?
No.
Make a deception.
Oh my god.
It's the last room on the left. Well, if you go anywhere near there, you might notice a terrible stench. Closes the door. I'll be checking out. Good luck to you.
Yes.
He sort of walks down.
Well,
No.
She's got her hand on the door.
Unbelievable.
You can hear him kind of stomping down the
I
stairs.
can't believe he bought that, but that was lucky.
Got the room now.
Yeah, I guess. It's convenient. I feel
Should
bad.
I go? Oh, maybe I'll wait and follow and rent the room for them so nobody else takes it.
Oh yeah, that might be a good idea.
Or why don't you
but
do
I'm
it
not
when
sure
you
that people are
replace
going to
the
be
water?
clamouring for it now. Yeah, should I just... I'll run when I'm going down
Yeah.
to replace the water. And I'm going to kind of pick up the wash basin and like...
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't smell
not the
terribly bad,
worst
but it
of-
looks pretty
Yeah.
brackish. It's kind of, you know,
Gross,
a mixed,
Good God.
mixed
Really
texture.
gross.
Yikes,
Gross.
yikes. Alright. So I'll take it downstairs.
Great, it's pretty heavy. You kind of have to slowly waddle your way kind of down the stairs back towards the bar.
And on my way down, I'll kind of flag down.
Great, so as you kind of get to the bottom with the wash basin, you look up and you see Erland kind of quickly walking back in the direction of the Ube Ale House, and you see Safira holding the basin.
Yep.
Sort of trying to keep my head down as much as possible. Where's the severed head? Is it in the room still?
Need it right now.
Yes, right now.
No, it's not in the room.
Where is it?
You
You can
I have this in my hand.
just describe it. Where is it?
Can I try to describe it to him?
I mean, it's not that far away. It's close
Okay,
to
so
us.
there's a hedge, and behind the hedge, I buried it in the mulch, and there's a little pebble on top of it.
All right. Okay.
Can I like kind of?
Point the
I need to
direction.
give
Yeah,
the
you can-
direction a
yeah,
little
it's
bit
not.
more.
It's like a block away, but yeah, you
All
point
right.
in the general direction.
Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, when you okay. And I,
I'll sort of again trying to avoid.
goodness.
So you make a stealth check for me as you're moving quickly and quietly through the streets.
17.
17, Erland kind of looking around. You seem to find a house that's lined with a number of these hedges. You give around, and you're starting to look around, and then like the dirt is doing a good job keeping it from wafting a distance, but you can definitely smell it as you get close to it already.
Shit. Okay. I'm gonna sort of.
And immediately you can feel the bag there, sort of. Fuck. And as you pick it up,
No.
because it's kind of moist, the mulch kind of clings to it, so it's this kind of bag of like ruffled dirt
I'm gonna
and
cover up
twigs
the
and
little-
leaves.
And I'm gonna try and I don't want anywhere near his fucking nice coat. So I'm gonna
please don't
try
get on
and
my
quickly
No,
and
it's his
quietly
clothes.
move.
Yeah, he's wearing the
Oh, it's
Kira
your
clothes,
fancy
yeah.
clothes.
So I'm gonna try and move back towards Niels.
Great.
and fuck it up. I
So
don't
you're
care.
holding this thing. Give me another stealth check with disadvantage with it holding this bag of stench.
17.
17. Erland sort of avoiding, he sees a couple people coming in one direction and immediately kind of pivots. Because you know if you get within
Yeah.
20 feet of someone, they're going to be able to smell it. You sort of take a circuitous route back to Bottle, but sort of making sure to keep clear of anyone. And as you get the building in your sights, that is where we're going to end.
God
damn.
Hoping to confront Niels once more.
Frowning for you. You did work.
You guys did do a good murder.
I didn't
Good
want
job.
to kill.
A good
He was
murder.
not
An
nice.
auspicious murder. I felt so bad. He gave you the thing you wanted.
Yeah, but who knows if he still would have gone after
He
it.
still would have gone after
Now
Sure,
we've
but,
committed
you know.
2 murders in this
it.
town.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a third coming. Right?
You murdered him in shackles.
Fuck, did I
You
take the
just did
manacles
that.
off?
You didn't take off the manacles.
Time to go back to the crime scene.
I can go
Never
buy
return
some
to the crime
manacles. It's
scene.
fine. Manacles are cheap.
Never
Oh my
return
God.
to the crime scene.
How much could a manacle
was
cost?
threatening to
$10?
He was threatening to shoot me in the head with that crossbow. Looks like I'm paying
You're
for
lucky
it.
you got out of there with your giant bag of golds. That guy was going to
That's
take a
all.
pass for it.
Yeah.
Did a good job
That's true.
concealing
Thank
the
goodness.
contents of
He was gonna
leans
shoot
way
me
down,
in the
like,
head with
into
that
her
crossbow
ass.
on
It's like-
several occasions.
It's like reaching into a gumball, but
Scrooge
I
McDuck
only
bullet
have
comes
one
flying up the
left.
side.
Let me just find the right
Yeah.
one.
Oh boy.
But that is where we'll pick up next week. As always,
I gotta go
thank
back
you
and
so
watch
much
all
for
that
joining
more
us.
thirsty.
A lot of information exchanged, and people starting to figure out where they're headed now.
I have so many things to
The
do.
comedic relief.
We have some plans.
I know you know
Make a
everything's
list
gone really
of
wrong.
what needs to be done.
The quest list
have
will get a good update for next week.
I have tons of
Oh,
things.
the thing that,
yeah. You can only put 75 characters in one. I don't know. I'm gonna update
Yeah.
it.
Oh, no,
Get
I got
the
more than
wash
that.
basin, some new water. Is
Yeah.
the
Yeah, number
task.
one
This is
priority.
That's what we'll be
like-
coming back to immediately.
Listen, it's
my
gross in there. I'm trying to help.
Pretty gross.
First, I need to
I'm
rest.
trying to help. Watch, Safira's gonna come back with like a nice scented candle.
Oh,
and the
no.
fresh water from the wash basin. She's like, I forgot everything else I had to do. I'm just making it cute in here.
I've just
Safira's
been
personality
nesting.
changes completely.
The water's really nice and the candle's really beautiful.
She becomes
and
a
it still
pillow
smells
girl.
like fucking vomit and ooze in this.
I'm like,
fucking room.
Safiria, make made some improvements and some downgrades.
Decay.
Good news, bad news. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next week at the same time, 7 o'clock Eastern. We will see you then for Chapter 83. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.